Okay. So before we start, I do want to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Restaurant.com. With Restaurant.com, you can save at thousands of restaurants across the country with just a few clicks. Their dining deals range from $5 to $100, never expire, and cost you a fraction of the face value. Dinner has never been easier with Restaurant.com. Used for dine-in, takeout, or delivery. Restaurant.com is offering our listeners 50% off their next purchase by going to www.restaurant.com/podcast. That's www.restaurant.com/podcast. That's a lot of W's. For 50% off your next purchase. Restaurant.com, the best deal every meal. And on a completely unrelated note, I do again want to say thank you for tuning in to another episode of Shameless Plug. But by the time you hear or watch this, it will either be Monday before the election, the day of the election, and then, of course, sometime after with whoever was elected president. But if you do happen to catch this on the day we release it, I do want to let you know that, everyone has told you to vote already, so it's not new to you. But if you are someone who watches the show and you haven't yet for whatever reason, please do. I know this is last minute, and I know you've heard it before, but this is a very important election, I would say. And I can't tell you really who to vote for, but if you've watched the show before, you know where I, Max, or many of our other guests stand on the issue. And there is a lot at stake here, people. Obviously, the state of the planet, environment, a lot of social issues too. And I know that these candidates are not exactly who everyone wants to see on the ballot. But I do think that we learned a lot. We've had a lot of good discussions throughout this past presidency that we should have had earlier, to be honest with you. And I think we know what we need to do going forward. Obviously, there's only so much we can do in the immediate future, which is right now. But you really should vote because it's important. And if it's not important to you, it's important to some other people, potentially your children, grandchildren, what have you. So, as always, if you watch the show before, I do enjoy getting on my high horse. But this is important. So, do your thing. But yeah, thank you for watching and listening to Shameless Plug. We have a really good episode for you guys today. I want to let you know that you can find all the information about the guest and everything he's talking about with the link in our link tree or link in the bio on the YouTube if you're watching. And yeah, that's about it. I really hope you guys enjoy the show. And please, people, be safe out here. I will see you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Welcome to Shameless Plug. Welcome to the Shameless Plug podcast. Before we get started, I do want to say, me and Max, we were guests.
Yeah, we were.
On a show. What was the show called? Do You Party?
I think.
Yeah, it was Do You Party podcast. Yeah, you saw it in the DMs.
Yeah.
But we were guests on that show, and you guys should check it out. Once it releases, I'll link it. Me and Max basically just tell our
craziest party stories.
Yeah, like craziest party stories, but I didn't tell him my craziest. I couldn't.
Oh, really?
You told me you weren't going to.
Yeah, I got to be safe. But I told him some good ones. But yeah, we just talked to him, and it was interesting, so check it out. And also, thank you all for checking out the last episode. It blew up. It went crazy. It did great numbers. But yeah, what do you guys think of the last episode?
It was good. We risked it all for a viral moment, like Dirk said.
What do we risk?
I don't know. I'm just quoting Dirk, bro. I'm just quoting Dirk.
Well, I think we should address that we do have a special guest here today. I don't want to be the one to introduce him. I think that should be you, Neff.
All right, this is Joel Fluent Greene. I just met him like a week ago, actually. No, that's my dad. That's my dad, Joel Fluent Greene, writer, poet, rapper, dad, Fallout player.
You play Fallout?
I do play Fallout.
Which one?
So I'm currently playing New Vegas on my laptop. So I never beat it. So I had to go back and revisit New Vegas.
Did you play 3?
Yeah, I beat 3. I love 3.
Oh, you beat it?
Yeah. 4. I have Fallout 76.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm like one of those weird people that stuck with it.
Yeah, everyone hates it.
Everybody hates it.
Yeah.
It's not really all that good, but it's improving.
It's not.
Yeah.
He always plays one on there, and I'm just looking at him like, I know you're going to enjoy this.
I probably
Stop
only
pretending.
pull it out to try to like act like I really love it in front of him for some reason. I don't know. prove a weird
'Cause I was
point.
hating
But
on it so hard.
yeah,
I didn't know you were a gamer, bro.
Well, not hardcore, but there are things I like. I like a good RPG.
Thank you.
I love a good
you.
RPG.
I was telling Max it's the best genre of games of all
Yeah,
time.
I think
he
so.
loves it.
But yeah, this is a show about music somewhat, but we do like games.
Yeah.
Of course.
But there was a lot that went on in the world of music. Where do you guys want to start though? Because like, should we start with like letting the audience know more about Joel?
Yeah.
Or should we start with all the?
about
We
your
can get it
music.
out the way real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk
sure.
about-
So,
talk about, like,
yeah,
the music you grew up on.
what's up? Shameless plug. What's good? So first, I want to say thanks for having me. I enjoy the
course.
podcast. I watch it on
Yeah,
my
thank
own.
you,
You know what I'm
'cause you
saying?
pub
This
it.
is family and Max,
he
of course, but
does.
I still, I pub it. You know, so it's really good, and you guys are doing a great job. So
Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me. But yeah, man, my name is Joel Fluent Greene. I'm a Detroit-based poet, author, all that good stuff, man. Just been doing it for a long time. He called me a rapper, which I can rap, but I don't really,
funny.
know,
I had
like
a whole list of things I didn't get
yeah,
to be funny.
I'm sure. Yeah, but I enjoy being his dad. He's a cool ass kid, young man, adult shit. 19. Good
Is he
Lord.
as tall as you now, man?
Oh, I probably got him like
You got him
half
like
an
half
inch.
an inch.
Oh, okay.
Half
Because I
an
saw
inch.
you.
I'm
two
hanging
standing
on to
next
that,
each other.
man. It's like
I got Q.
Yeah. Oh, you taller than wow. Because when I
Yeah.
saw you two standing next to each other, it freaked me out. Because in my
Yeah.
head, because I've known you since a kid, so in my
Yeah.
head, you're like the tallest person in the family almost. And then
Wow.
the fact that you're next to him, it was like it's weird. Well, Carlos is taller too.
Carlos is the
Carlos,
tallest.
yeah.
Carlos don't be around as much, so it's like
Right. So I'm used to you always being the tallest in the room.
lanky standing around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a little bit about me. I've been doing poetry and performing around the city and outside the city for like over 20 years, which is crazy to think about it. I started at a place called Cafe Mahogany, which is no longer open, but back in the day, people like the Commons and the Roots and Erykah Badu used to come through to this spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was like the hub for like the cool black people
Yeah.
in
See,
the city of Detroit for back in like the late 90s. It was like the spot.
I knew you had mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
But like no one told me. Like my dad never told me that all these people came through.
Oh yeah, your dad. Yeah, he would know for sure. Yeah, all these people that definitely came through, man. It was Black Eyed Peas, random people.
Really?
Yeah, like before like
We talking
Fergie,
before
Black Eyed
Fergie
Peas,
joined
before
it? Yeah.
Fergie,
There was
Black
they
Eyed
were a
Peas.
different vibe.
They're a different vibe.
Yeah.
And people would just like come through and hang out if they were just in town. People like the record execs or people in whatever would take them to this spot. Whoever the people are that take them around when you're in the city, so they would take them to Mahogany to experience the Detroit cool stuff. So
You were like the central hub for the neo soul.
yeah, that spot was the
Movement.
central hub, and I hosted the poetry nights every Tuesday.
Okay.
That's what I did, and so I did it for 3 years.
Okay.
So they had other stuff going on, but the poetry nights was like the most popping night. It was packed up in there.
Even though it was Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday night, and it was packed. And this is dark downtown, dangerous Detroit, where everything was dark. This is when old Hudson's building was still
Yeah, what
up.
year was this? This was a
Ooh.
while back.
Like 97, 98.
This is a different Detroit than
different
the new
Detroit.
Detroit we got.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. So I would catch the bus, and it would be like, okay, I'm looking out for myself the whole way from the bus stop all the way to Mahogany.
Yeah.
Then afterwards going back to like Oak Park, and I'm like young as hell, like 19 and shit.
Oh, you're
And,
younger than me doing this?
Yeah, I was young.
Dude,
I started.
I'm popping off with the podcast. Whole time you have
Yeah, I was
like
hanging out.
Erykah Badu.
Yeah, like for real. Oh, I got stories, man. I got so many stories.
Oh,
but
shit.
anyway, but in a nutshell, that's who I am and that's what I do. So
That's
yeah.
That's hype.
Yeah, man.
I think you explained it better because when we first had Gabe on the show and I tried to tell Max like who you were, I kind of was like, oh, he's a rapper and a poet, but I couldn't do it justice. So thank you for the intro.
Yeah, sure.
We appreciate it. I do want to ask though, because you guys before the show started, we're talking about like the neo soul rap thing, like the Common and all those artists like the Roots who were kind of doing the soul rap funk thing at the time. Do you guys like still listen to that music as much, like that genre of rap? Because I know we talk about music a lot, but I wanna see where you guys think the climate of that genre of rap is. I want your opinions.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's hard to say because we were like, 7, 8 years old when that was happening. Even younger, I guess the whole
I wasn't even
era. Yeah, you were probably even a baby.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, but so it's hard to say like where it's at, but I like it a lot.
Well,
And
I'm asking just because it's at a kind of crossroads right now. Because you have Common
Yeah.
doing commercials. You see Questlove on is it Fallon?
yeah,
It's like it's changed. A lot has
Yeah,
changed.
yeah.
Erykah Badu is selling incense that smells like her vagina, which is cool. I'm with it.
Hey, I'm with it, but yeah.
But like, I just want your guys' opinion on the current climate of that segment of rap because people act like it's forgotten.
Does Tribe count in this segment or no?
You could throw him in
for
there.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tribe,
I listen to Tribe.
definitely.
Obviously, all this is
The
before
Love
me.
Movement was like
All this is that's all right. Let me.
Yeah.
Underrated album.
All this is before me, so like my perspective on it is different. Because I'm, this is, I was not born or a baby when all this was happening. So, but yeah, I listen to Tribe a good amount.
Okay, but like I'm talking, do you think it's over?
No, see, well, there are people
evolved.
carrying the flame. I mean, I hear a lot of jazzy ass beats. You're talking about like beats and that whole aesthetic. I mean, like Isaiah Rashad, definitely.
you consider
soulful.
Isaiah
Oh,
in
for
that?
sure.
Okay.
I listened to. I mean, what was I listening to? Man, we listen, so much stuff. Spillage, the Spillage Village album. It's
So like Dreamville TDE.
Yeah, they're definitely like very Outcast, Goody Mob-ish.
You
Well,
see that as like an
Dreamville-
extension of what?
Definitely. So, well, I see like Earth Gang and all those guys as an extension. I look at people as extensions of that same spirit and that same soul.
And you know
so,
what's
like
funny
for instance, yeah.
about that? I don't want to interrupt you.
No,
But
you're good.
On this episode where we had Culture to Culture on, we were
Oh,
saying
yeah.
that Ari Lennox is like a newer Erykah Badu.
Oh, for sure.
Like so, I never noticed it, but
Yeah.
it does extend farther than that parallel.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like they have that same spirit. I mean, so I may not be able to get the same. Like for me, I like people taking chances and doing new stuff. So I don't like dependable rappers. Like there are people like, okay, let's get into this for a minute. So like Black Thought, for instance, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite rappers of all time. But Black Thought, I kind of know where he's gonna go with the flow. I kind of know how he's gonna rap on every song. I kind of know. I've been listening to The Roots since their first album, like going to the day it came out. Like when Do You Want More first came out. And before that, with Organics, like I remember Underground Roots shit.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was listening to Roots since they first dropped, and I know his flow. So it's kind of like he's improved over the time, but then at some point he reached a peak where it's like, okay, this is who I am, and this is how I'm going to sound. So I like younger rappers that kind of keep that spirit, but they're like their flows are like of right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Isaiah Rashad is ridiculous with it. A good example. Kendrick, of course.
Excuse my phone.
Yeah, so many people, man. I'm at a loss for like rappers, but Gabe knows. Like,
Yeah,
there's
we
so
have
many-
this. We've had this
Yes.
similar conversation all the time.
Yeah.
And my thing for me as like, because he'll play me music like, does this sound good? Like, does it still age well? And my thing is having an old beat and an old flow. Like, if you just sound like you're
Right.
trying to be from the '90s, it doesn't work. But if you're someone like Joey, where you put like a little spin on it, and sometimes he does go too '90s.
Yeah.
But like, if you try to put your own like more modern spin on it, I like that.
Well, I would say Joey was more boom bap.
Yeah,
Very
when I say
boom bap.
90s, I
Neo-soul.
mean like boom bap 90s, not like.
I'm talking kind of maybe 90s isn't the right era, like early 2000s, like
Yeah,
neo
I know-
soul.
I know what you mean.
You know
Neo
what I'm
Okay,
soul.
saying?
yeah, all right,
I
yeah,
know
you're
what you
probably
mean.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, like you have to have. You can't just sound like you're just trying to be from a certain era. You got to have a spin on it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a better way to put it because
Yeah.
I don't want to say that genre is dead, but it definitely had like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
And I personally, I just didn't think of the other artists like TDE and Dreamville as an extension.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a good point you brought up because Spillage Village. I guess the way, like the staccato, way they rhyme, everything they do,
Yeah.
aesthetically, it is very similar to
I
that
didn't
whole
think about
neo
that.
soul era.
For sure.
But I had to ask you about how you feel about that because that's your. When I think of like that era, it goes
Oh, man.
Mos Def, Roots, Common, then Joel.
Yes. Man, that's me all day, bro. Like I used to,
Yeah.
man, wait in lines outside of like St. Andrews to see people like that, and crazy stuff, man. So like, yeah, that whole era, the whole Soul Aquarians era, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? With like the Roots and Common and Badu and all that stuff was so good,
Yeah.
so rich. Dilla, Slum Village,
Yeah, rich. I think rich is a really good way to describe it.
It was rich, but
Rich.
two things real quick. I want to ask you like why that particular style of rap like it stuck with you the most.
Okay.
Like why that you chose that, not chose, but why
Yeah.
it spoke to you. And also, could you move the mic a little closer to your mouth?
Yeah, sure. So that style of rap, I mean, my dad's a jazz musician. So, of course, I grew up listening to like Miles Davis and jazz and all this stuff, Thelonious Monk, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So then when jazzy beats became popular, I was like, oh. So then, and plus in my way, that was me connecting to my dad. It's like, oh, Dad, listen to this hip hop. You might like this. Because he wouldn't listen to the other shit.
He
But
didn't
would
like the
listen. He'd be like,
street
oh.
stuff?
Of course not. He was an old school guy, cussing and street shit. He couldn't get into that. Not like your dad, who was
Yeah, my
about
dad.
all that shit.
That
right?
is his thing. Yeah, you're the neo soul. And he's like the KRS-One, Ice Cube.
Yes,
type.
yeah, but me too though. But at the same
Yeah.
time, but my dad was so close. Like me and Gabe, the relationship we had when it comes to music is so connected because we're both hip hop generation. Like just that he's all hip hop. I was born with hip hop. You know, what I'm saying? I was born in '77.
Okay.
So I'm literally like was born with hip hop.
Like
you know
when you start listening to music, it's like it took off, right?
Yeah. So when I was like teenager in like formative years and stuff, the hot shit was like the underground stuff, and the underground stuff mostly sounded like the Gangstar, Premier, DJ Premier. Either it was hard, boom bapish, or it was very jazzy, and it was kind of like earthy. So we had
DJ
De La
Premier
Soul, all that.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I think DJ Premier was the bridge between those.
Oh, for sure.
I think he was the perfect producer bridge between boom bap and neo soul.
That's a good point.
What do you guys think?
I agree.
I'm not that knowledgeable on it, but from what I know,
Yeah,
'Cause I didn't really know that much about DJ Premier until like a couple months ago. Honestly, I read like an article or something.
Ooh,
they were
man.
talking about certain songs, and that's kind of how they put it.
Yeah,
Not word for word, but that's the general idea.
I just thought of that now because you brought him up, and I was just thinking like I don't really associate him with boom bap or neo soul, so it's funny because he does seem like that link. But you were saying like you listened to that and it didn't speak to you, or it did?
Oh, Premiere?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. All
Okay,
that stuff
so
did for sure.
the
I guess what the reason why the neo soul, earthy stuff probably spoke to me more, the jazzy stuff I should say. That's your question. Spoke to me more because my dad's influence, and then of course, that was like the like bucking the popular culture shit. It was like the subculture. It was the cool shit, like Diggable Planets, all that shit. If you knew about that, you were in like the small percentage of kids at your high school that was into this shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I would talk to my friends that knew about this shit, and we felt like we were like up on stuff no one else knew. Like when Odd Future first came out or something.
Yeah, that's
probably.
how.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm up on this. You don't know about this shit.
You got cool points.
We get cool points for this shit.
Yeah.
So that was our shit. That was our version of like so underground. This is before the internet. So it's like we literally were like going to record stores or like finding this stuff, like literally digging in the crates to find stuff.
See, for me and Max, that's a euphemism. Like we still go to record stores, but like you guys were really digging in the crates.
Yeah, and we had the Rap Blast. That was this radio block used to come on like on Saturdays at night for like 2 hours. It was hosted by Billy T and TJ, the Troublesome Juvenile.
Oh, shout out!
That's the name. Shout out to Billy T and TJ. And so real quick, but every Saturday, so I would sit in my dad's car, and like just listen to the radio or sit in the room and like play the Rap Blast. And that's when I first heard like the Roots and all this stuff. Wow. First time I heard any of this stuff was on like WJLB, the Rap Blast. Yep.
So it's interesting because I like that era too.
Yeah.
But I like the way you describe it because you don't sound like you have the superiority complex that
comes with that. Not at all.
That's another thing we always talk about.
Because
I don't like old bars or old flows. I can't listen to this shit. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. Like when new rappers take old bars and old flows, it's kind of like
fine. It's in tribute, and it's like hip hop has so many styles. But if you only know like one style, you've been sticking to that style for 20 years. I can't listen to you.
No, I can't.
Like Talib Kweli or somebody. It's like sorry, but you know what I'm saying? It's like a dependable thing. You know?
That's kind of like what you were saying about Black Thought. He's in a different league. Yes. He's a top tier. But I know where he's going because I've been listening, studying his shit on the low for years. Yeah,
so
I get it.
But I get more excited listening to people like Tierra Whack, who's like, what the fuck?
Thank you. I love
or Kendrick even still.
Yes.
Or Isaiah.
But I think what a good like analogy for the Black Thought. It's like eating at a luxury expensive dinner or restaurant like every night. It's still amazing.
Still good.
But you're getting the same.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna say, Gabe? Sorry.
When he brought up the Black Thought thing, we had talked because didn't Black Thought just come out with an album?
Yeah.
He played it. We're like listening to music. He played it, and like midway through the song, he was like, "All right, I've heard this." Like it's like it's the same thing for 20 years.
But like I'm glad to see that they're obviously still like working, but it's like I think I want to see a little more. I don't know what producers he works with, but I want to see a little more deviation and like incorporation of new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
With old cats. I think that's why last episode we were talking about why 444 was so great.
Yeah.
See, that's a case study in coming back and really being relevant. Because man, he also had Kingdom Come, and
you talked about that last episode too.
And he was talking about auto tune and all this old dude
and
shit.
DOA.
He's wagging his finger at auto tune.
I know.
Fuck that.
But there's definitely a way to incorporate the two. So I do appreciate that you have that like respect for both.
Well, I wanted to say I think it's really interesting that you're talking about the way you discovered this music and listened to it because you talk about the internet and not having that, but I always looked at that kind of music from YouTube or reading stuff online and finding stuff online because like my family didn't have a background in digging through crates literally or anything. They don't really care that much. But it's an interesting to talk about the different ways you can come to this music, but still getting the same thing from it or feeling it. Obviously, it's different for every person.
Yeah.
But the music speaks for itself so heavily is what I mean, really. That you can find it on the YouTube link 20 years after it came out, or you could find it in a record store a day after it came out. And it's still it's so good that it feels, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely, man. It's like some stuff is just really timeless too. It
Timeless.
gives you the same
Timeless.
really good, that soulful feeling. It's something about it, you know.
I wanted to say though, it is timeless. Like the timeless aspect of the music is like, I think that's what cements hip hop more than any other genre. But I want to ask how you feel about taking drug hip hop, because I know there's a lot of like modern era hip hop that you can get with, but there's a big distinction that we were talking about last episode between the taking drug hip hop versus the selling drug hip hop. And this is like a separation of the street side. Because we were saying that the taking drug era is falling off. Because Famous Dex, if you know who that is, he sold less than 5K like a couple weeks ago. And he was one of the top people, I'd say, in 2016, 2017. Mm-hmm. And we were saying once XXX Tentacion, unfortunately, passed away, the era of the, I don't want to call them mumble rappers, but maybe just like an emphasis on taking drug thing is kind of waning out. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I'm seeing a wane.
The 2016. Well, no, that actually, I was gonna say 2016 XXL class, but they're doing fine.
Yeah, but like
one of those years.
It was 2017 maybe.
We call it Fortnite rap a lot because it's kind of it's like little kids.
It's commercial. You can tell the labels are behind it.
Yeah.
It's SoundCloud. You could call it too. SoundCloud rap.
Yeah. But I wanted to ask how you felt about that, because we're kind of just now getting out of that lull.
I mean, if it's like taking drug music, like, drugs and music have always gone hand in hand, right? Yeah. So I guess every generation has their time where it's like, woe is me. Yeah. I'm so misunderstood. I'm in the corner crying.
Yeah.
And, my dad doesn't understand me type music and shit. And that's good for everybody to have that shit.
Yeah.
Everybody deserves to have their thing. So I guess for this generation, it may have died out quick, but look at the world we live in right now. Shit is so real. And then you have COVID, which and people are so health conscious these days. Like, so there's also a very big blowback to like the drug shit where people are like doing shakes and eating kale and all this shit. Like, people are so health conscious that I think that maybe that stuff is cool for a little bit, but I think after a while, I think maybe we're just more aware to the point where we're not really trying to entertain that so much.
Well, how did you feel? Did you ever get with anyone?
Some of it, I like the sad and like I'm so sad. It's Extension, whatever. I sound terrible doing this shit, but I like that song and sad and lonely or whatever.
Oh, sad.
That shit was dope. It's short, same little refrain over and over.
Right. Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was kind of dope, and I like a lot of the really cool feelings type stuff.
But were you ever like kind of worried that was the new direction?
Nah.
It was gonna, or you knew it was gonna be a blip?
I've seen music come and go to so many different ways. Like, I'm not one of these guys like, oh no, it's all going to hell now. Hip hop is doomed. Never. Because I listen to everything. So like, and even with the shit people call mumble rap or whatever, there's some jewels and gems in there.
Yeah, for sure.
I found some brilliant shit.
There's great stuff. Like we talk about taking drug music sometimes.
Uzi. Yes, I love Uzi.
Thank you for liking Uzi, because my old man does not fuck with Uzi.
I love Uzi.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, Uzi's definitely more like sensitive feeling type shit. So me being a guy that comes from like the neo soul, De La Soul, all that shit, like I was into like the very like I'm not like every guy type shit, emotional stuff. Yeah. So therefore, I can relate to the new stuff. It's the same spirit. These guys are just a sensitive, misunderstood dude at their high school. Wow. Yeah. Like I get it, and I get that same type of vibe.
You're blowing Max's like mind away right now.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's just now there are different sounds that are hotter, different flows that are hotter.
And I was
same dude.
Telling my dad, like I'm always telling my dad different artists I think he'd like, and that's why I was trying to. A couple of years ago, trying to get him to listen to Mac, because
Mac Miller.
Yeah, that's an extension of.
Gabe got me up on Mac.
Yeah, really? That's like an extension on the neo soul thing.
Like, especially
Faces. Swimming.
Oh yeah,
Faces
is huge on that.
Swimming. Faces, like I don't know if I ever play Faces for him just because it's not as. I listen to Faces all the time.
That's the best one.
Max
I feel like I've heard this though because on my own, just listen to this. It's just like recent, like over the Corona lockdown time. Listen to like a lot of Mac Miller.
Faces is a top tier rap album, 2010s at least.
Yeah.
Period. It's a top tier
honestly.
album.
It's one of the better. It's so long, but it's so good.
But there's no misses on it.
There's no misses. It's so. And then like swimming is that just more refined. I feel.
You think swimming's more refined than phases?
I don't know if I should say refined,
Condensed.
but more condensed. Yeah, there we go.
I feel you.
Condensed.
I feel you.
And then circles is a whole nother direction.
But it's funny you mentioned like that all comes from the same place because I never looked at it that way. I kind of listened to that music, but Max, you agree with me where you kind of don't give him that much credit.
I mean, what's interesting is, when I think about what the kind of music what we talked about being the start of it or whatever, I think, we're in Detroit, Jay Dilla a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And he's RIP, unfortunately, but he had such an emotional kind of feeling, but his music didn't have any words. Yeah. Or if it did, it was, sampled loops or whatever. And describing it as emotional isn't the first thing I think you'd do. But his music is, I've heard it described as like a rose out of a crack in the concrete. It really sounds very personal and very emotional. And to draw that line between someone like Lil Uzi Vert, who is emotional, and Jay Dilla, or someone who architected that kind of sound. You know what I'm saying a little bit?
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, his stuff is very sophisticated.
Yes.
And emotionally aware music.
Yeah.
For sure.
Without words, which is crazy.
Without words. He just gave you a feeling. Like, he knew how to sample and place sounds in the right spot to hit your chakras and shit. Like, it would actually really, literally hit you. Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Was that the peak,
JD.
man? I was going to ask, was that the peak?
Of what, that whole style, that whole thing? Dilla?
Yeah.
Was Dilla the peak? Dilla was the architect. So as all this stuff was, there would be like the Erykah Badu, D'Angelo, Common, their best stuff was done under the direction of Dilla.
Yeah.
Think about it. Their best work was done. Oh yeah. The best, all this, the Bilal, all these guys, they were all influenced by Dilla. The Roots even, the whole
you can hear it, the Roots.
Oh yeah, the whole album Things Fall Apart album.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's when they were heavy fucking with Dilla. Heavy.
Yeah.
And they were coming to Detroit all the time, because we go to St. Andrews, see people all the time. We see Dilla. We see Common. We see Black Thought somewhere. They were here working with Dilla, recording on the east side and shit.
Is that, because Detroit rap was like going through a renaissance, I'd say, but is that part of it still alive, man? Like, you think that soul part of it is still around?
I mean, that's in music in general. It's not really like it was, but in Detroit, the stuff that's hot now is the Detroit shit. We finally accepted Detroit flow and Detroit, the Detroit rap style.
Which, by the way, shit. We love, on this show at least, we love it. I love it.
Yeah. No, we love it. But
very proud. But
the stuff you said about like the Roots, being from Philly, coming to fuck with Detroit, you don't really get like Spillage Village, like Earth Gang coming here.
We don't have those guys right now here in Detroit that are.
That's how Atlanta.
Well, I put so Clear Soul Forces. You up on them?
Yeah,
I like
I
Clear Soul Forces, Elijah Day, those cats. They're like an extension of that vibe. Elzai.
Yeah.
But Elzai is even from that. Like that's from my generation, Elzai. Like he's from that whole thing. He just happens to still stay and maintain some relevancy because he's still putting out stuff and he's still a top tier lyricist.
Okay.
But but newer guys in Detroit right now, the sound that's hot is Detroit shit, which is fine because it deserves its shine. We've been denying it for so long. The snooty motherfuckers have been denying it for so long.
Right.
Then now it's like,
get out of here.
Come on.
It's so good.
Yeah. I was playing Ray and Baby Smooth. You were liking it. The
Yeah.
stuff I was
My
playing.
favorite rapper right now is BFB the Pac-Man.
There we go.
Come on.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Isn't he the
love
man? Isn't he the man? His personality too.
BFB the Pac. I was watching an interview with him, like Vlad.
Vlad. You need to watch his Say Cheese interview.
Okay.
Cause Sean Cotton is like, he's black. He's not like Vlad. Because Vlad can be kind of
He can be kind of weird. Yeah.
Vlad can exploit him, but his Say Cheese interview is
Oh no, it's
classic.
You told me to watch it a while ago, and I ended up watching it.
You watched it?
Yeah,
it's
you
good.
were like, when you told me to watch it, you weren't like, oh, you should watch it. You were like, nah, nigga, you got it. I'm like, all right.
It's hilarious. But you said something like profound real quick before we talked about this. How Detroit was the Mecca when the neo soul stuff was popping. Mm-hmm. Gabe said Atlanta
that's it now.
is the new Mecca.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You got Metro. You got
JID.
I don't even know if
all them
people are
guys
from there, but now you got like not even just for neo soul, but just for music in general.
Music in general.
You got like Tay Key. All these producers are Atlanta or Atlanta adjacent.
Yeah.
To the point where they just moved to Atlanta because there's so many rappers, and I mean, for a minute Atlanta was running rap.
Yeah.
Now it seems to be.
It's dispersed
out again.
It's dispersed again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like no
Detroit's
one
coming back. I wouldn't say we're running rap or anything, but and then for a minute it was Chicago, then it was Atlanta.
Yeah, but there's like no nucleus hub right now. I'd say too.
New York it hasn't been New York in forever.
Yeah,
I want to see New York rap.
I remember when it was like going to New York hip hop was the ultimate. Like all you want to do is walk around. Like when I was his age, I just want to walk around New York with a backpack on and freestyle in a cipher with some damn camouflage pants on and shit, and walk up like, "What's up, son?" And
with
just
the
start
Wallabies.
just walk with some Wallies on. You know what I'm saying? Headphones, listen to some fucking Supreme Clientele, whatever. Just
Stank
like
face.
just out there. You know.
Great point. Did you guys see the news about Supreme Clientele?
Yeah.
About it.
Two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Sequel's coming out.
Cool.
Yeah.
COVID is
Sequel.
running rampant, bro. People are really
Need the money, man. How do I make that money?
I know, like shout out Ghost, yo.
Hey, it's like the Adam Sandler thing with their projects. Like,
Oh,
let's just
yeah,
all
yeah,
do
yeah.
this very dependable thing that we can do to make some money.
Because we were just saying before the show started, and I was bringing this up with my dad, like Supreme Clientele 2, Man on the Moon 3. Okay, like these are Supreme Clientele classic album.
One of the best.
Man,
Yeah.
and you Man on the Moon 1 and 2. You know, those
Very
are Cuddy's.
good.
Yeah, very good albums. I don't know if they can do that again. And the thing is, like, those titles for them, I don't know if they have an executive producer, but it's not like 21 Savage where he could call Savage Mode 2 a sequel because it's all Metro Boomin.
Right.
What is the point of calling these a sequel? You know,
It's not the same producer on every song.
Right. How you gonna fit that? This you're getting the same people involved, same studio.
Yeah, it's
You
like I don't know.
Smoking the same weed. Like, all right, I got to do everything right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think that is the right way to do it. It's just like the same vibe. And I mean, Man on the Moon 1 and 2 were like a year or two apart from each other or something.
Yeah, they were.
It was like Wizard was the only thing in between it.
Yeah. And
No, wait, no. Wizard came after it, didn't it?
Nah.
Man on the Moon 1 and 2
pretend
was
Wizard
back.
doesn't exist.
Maybe double check. You can be our Jamie for the show.
I'm
Fact check that.
hacking into the web.
Nah, but yeah, and so like there's a right way to do it. But not Man on the Moon. That was the last two. Was what, like 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Like,
and Supreme
come on.
Clientele. Was
Wow.
So
Supreme
it's
Clientele
like
was 2000.
dang, and Supreme Clientele. That's even longer.
Yeah.
but I'm just
So-
saying though.
Yeah,
like,
I was right, by the way.
It came out after Man on the Moon 2.
Yeah.
So Man on the Moon 2 is a direct sequel. So what is the point of doing?
There's like 4 albums in between.
Yeah. Like,
You know what I think it is, and I hate to be cynical about this.
Money?
I think Kid Cudi's been having a bit of a resurgence. I think, you know,
After
whatever.
Kids See Ghosts.
Yeah. There's been a bit
nostalgia.
nostalgia bit
Good
for kids
albums.
our age,
Yeah.
and I think it wasn't doing as well as he thought he would. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
I think the resurgence wasn't in people's minds as much.
Well,
No,
he
he
didn't.
hasn't dropped.
He didn't
Really
drop an
has-
album though.
Right, but even him being a presence in popular culture.
I was with you, but I don't think the resurgence waned yet. I think he's trying to capitalize on it. Like
He's
right
still
now.
he's still doing it.
I think he's still
trying to
doing it
Yeah,
This
he's
is one
working
to
on
maybe.
so much.
because he had the M drop. He announced
Yeah,
the Kids See
that's-
Ghost
Cartoon. That's not gonna happen.
cartoon.
No,
It's
not
not,
happening.
but
Not
it got people hype.
That trailer's dope.
Yeah, with the cartoons.
Yeah,
Cartoons,
it's not. It's
so
never gonna come
it's never
out.
gonna
No one Kanye is no way. And then he even said he has a show coming out called Intergalactic, cartoon or whatnot. I don't know.
Right.
And then he said the name of his next album is gonna be called Intergalactic.
But I think
But
he's been keeping up the
now
momentum.
will
You
it
don't
just
think
be
so?
Man on the Moon 3 or what? I don't know.
Maybe he's just still trying to do that upward trajectory, but
Yeah, I think he's
it's
definitely making
possible.
up for lost time though.
maybe. But he's tapping into the nostalgia market a little bit.
Yeah, he
But
is.
entirely actually.
I love hearing you guys talk about him in this way. 'Cause I remember being an adult when he first came out.
Yeah.
And like a grown ass adult, and I'm like, like wow, and like
Oh,
for Gabe,
right.
like I love when Gabe talks about Kid Cudi. I love it.
Yeah.
Like Day and Night's your favorite hip hop song,
It
right?
was,
of all
yeah.
time. What it was?
Yeah.
It's still up there. Like
That
in
was
terms of
classic.
nostalgia and just like thinking about when it came out and how I would listen to it like,
Yeah.
all day. From that standpoint, that's one of my favorite hip hop songs because it was different than the other rap I was listening to at the time.
I love
so
it.
different.
So see, that's the epitome of sensitive guy hip hop. That
Yeah.
song,
Brother,
for
I
that
brought-
generation. Oh my god,
That was, he was
Yeah.
because he penned 808s, a lot of it. He
Yeah.
wrote a lot of
808s.
808s.
was
I
probably the
believe
epitome
it.
of it.
Yeah.
Dog, I don't know if you were there, Max, bro. Like I told a girl to. We were in like high school, I think, freshman year. I told a girl to like come meet me at the Kid Cudi concert, and I bought her like a T-shirt.
Yeah,
And she like broke
I
up
do
with me.
remember that.
Man, that's such a emo ass moment,
That's what
man.
I'm saying. That was so, like, looking back, that was so
Yes.
emo.
And now
I'm
those
glad that
kids,
happened, man.
like as much as we want to clown him, if I was the certain age, and I guess now I would be like the age like some other people were at this time. I don't know how
Yeah.
to word this, but like I want to clown the TikTok kids who like wear like they're like PacSun and Zoomies models.
Tyler the
and
Creator.
and all the they got the striped shirt and the T-shirt, the Brock T-shirt.
But we were on the same
Yeah.
thing with
But
the
low key,
tight pants and the
that's
purple
really
hoodies.
who yeah, like when Odd Future came on, I had on my tight jeans, my Vans.
Yeah.
I couldn't even skateboard. I was longboarding,
Bro,
thinking I was cool.
Yeah,
like,
same.
Yeah.
It was like
Kid Cudi has probably kept American Apparel in business for like 5 years longer.
Yeah, the
than they should have
sweatshirts.
been.
That's
You know
funny.
the plain American Apparel sweatshirts.
Yeah, the
That's what-
sweatshirts. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
I
Kid
had
Cudi
some.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was running it.
But
So, yeah.
it is interesting that we're talking about him like his career has like already ended. Like
It's not.
it is weird that
I
we're
think
saying.
Kid Cudi can still have a career. I
Oh,
think
he's
there's a-
still
there's a-
around.
there's a
He's still
path for him.
relevant.
There's a path for him to still be relevant for Man on the Moon 3 to be a good album.
But do you don't think like you're being taken advantage of? Because when I saw that trailer,
Bro,
I felt
I
bad
did-
that my heart fluttered.
I don't know. Man, though, yeah.
I love
I
it.
sent it to him. You were like, bro, he was like, it's crazy how this shit still gets me high.
Yeah.
But, bro, I was going to say, like, because I follow Cudi, like kind of closely, sort of. Like, whenever something happens when I'm, like, some news, I typically just see it. Because, Complex or whatever. And well, like I said, he announced his next album was going to be called Intergalactic and it was coming out next summer. Which is like, who announces albums that far ahead? But whatever. Like, now you don't do that.
He's like,
But-
yeah.
but no. So he said Intergalactic. And obviously, everyone knows the song Intergalactic.
Yeah.
But for me, it was... So now I'm wondering, if this is replacing that, or if this is just that album, he just changed the name, that shit's whack. But if it's 2 albums or whatever, that's cool. And it does seem like he's forcing... Like, not I don't want to say forcing, but he's doing a lot at once. He's trying to just do a lot. Like I said, the HBO show, which you said wasn't he wasn't a good actor, but whatever.
No,
How
well,
to
you
Make
know,
It
the
in
show is
America?
actually a decent show.
Yeah, I heard
It's
the
just
show
very,
was good,
it's
but he
just
just
very
said he's not a
teen
big-
angst. It's not my
What show?
thing.
We Are Who We Are.
We are who we
Oh, I
are.
thought you.
HBO.
Yeah,
I thought they were
like
talking
I
about
appreciate
how
it
to
for what
make
it is. You know,
It's by the guy who made Call Me by Your Name, the same director.
really.
And I like that movie a lot.
Call by
and
your name.
Because
bad.
he had a show before on HBO,
Yeah, How to Make It
How
in
to
America.
Make It in America, which I thought was pretty good.
That was for like.
Oh,
for
that
kids
was with
like
Kid
me.
Cudi on there too, though,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that. That was his show.
That was for like
Wow.
post-grad Jewish kids in New York.
Right, trying to make a clothing brand.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
I
still
remember
out
that
here.
show. Right. They were like trying to make this. I remember the first season, then I fell off after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty accurate though.
Yeah.
Like we are trying to get out,
funny.
here, man.
Trying to get out here.
I hope,
great.
I hope somebody like Tyler doesn't have do this later in his career. I can't see it.
Nah.
Tyler's so
No.
much more.
He's too cool.
He's too cool.
Yeah,
like
he's too cool.
Cudi's not. I don't want to say he's not cool, but he's not.
Cudi
he's a
is.
different
I was meaning to say this. The thing that he needs to prove if he's gonna make this, good, that he can grow up a little bit because even the first 2 Man on the Moons. I mean, he's a little bit older when he made those, and you listen back, a little iffy sometimes.
Well, I will say the jump between Man on the Moon 1 and 2 was huge.
Huge.
He matured
Huge.
a lot between those two
True.
He
albums.
does sound like a kid. Like, is that what you mean?
You, a little bit.
Like you compare Up in a way to
Yes.
what is it? The song where he's like sniffing a line of cocaine,
Oh.
and then just says like, "Oh, there's whiskey in my liver."
Wild for the Night.
Yeah.
No, it's not that because
It's
it's,
not
a
that
Rocky
song,
but
but
it's something
the
like
whole
that.
feel of Man on the Moon 2 was a big jump up.
Yeah, but
He
what-
matured a lot.
Yeah, but I still mean, if he's talking about raging and staying in his
Raging.
room.
Well, if you're addicted to drugs, you can't help rage.
Yeah, but if you're however old he is now addicted to drugs, it's a little bit more
Well, hey,
serious.
man. I mean,
I'm
addiction's
just
addiction.
he should show that he's grown up a little bit. And
That
make
is
it-
the
I
make
gotta
it
listen to both albums.
Was that?
I gotta go back and listen to both of them.
You need to listen to 2 especially.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was saying that because I was
Yeah.
talking about Man on the Moon. You were like, I'm not sure if I really, I'm sure you're listening.
I know
to,
the
but,
song.
Like,
I know the stuff
you
on
know
there.
what I mean? Though,
Yeah.
doesn't have, like,
I've heard songs and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, of course.
It doesn't, it doesn't have the same like impact it had on my life as your guys' lives.
Yeah,
On me, it's
naturally.
kind of like I know about this stuff, but at some, I hope this doesn't happen to you guys. I hope you guys keep your spirit of loving music. But you get older, life hits you, and you start to like really stop giving a shit about some stuff.
Dude, that's
And
like
I know. I
that's
don't
like
know.
I'm trying to keep it alive
I
with the
still
show.
love music. Trust me. And Gabe keeps me up on shit. He put me up on a lot of shit, and keeps me listening to like a lot of stuff. Gabe sends me links all the time, and like, he keeps me knowing what's going on. And even on my own, I love hip hop. So I can't be an old head, which I am. I'm 43 years old, but I can't be a guy that denies hip hop. I love hip hop.
Yeah.
So, and I like the new innovative shit. But
it's also
you guys,
Yeah.
don't lose your fucking sense of wonder when it comes. I feel like, I don't know, like
Nah.
Peter Pan or something. Like,
Yeah.
don't lose your youth or something. Like,
Dude,
for real.
I swear that is why, like, I don't know what this show will be, or like if it will be anything, but like I
Right.
need this to keep
No,
going.
I know.
So
Yeah.
I can keep like
We-
It
you know,
makes me pay attention to stuff more.
And you know what? We
Exactly.
said this since the beginning, Xavier, but like we would do this anyway.
yeah, exactly.
Like even if it's just to the possibility of a chance to just
but
talk
would
about
we
this for
if there
jobs.
was like no COVID? That's the thing. Like if we didn't have the show and there was COVID going on, like we might be falling off a bit, and we're only like 22. So I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah,
like
I
I need
know.
the show to
Gosh,
keep.
you guys
But this
young.
is this
Yeah,
is
man.
this is what like we'll be doing. Like even though like I mean because of the show I see way more than I did before. Like
Right,
every
right.
week, but every time I saw you, these are the conversations we'd have.
right.
So
right.
I mean more so recently because like with our age difference, like every year like our mature is bigger.
Yeah.
means more. So
It
like
means more,
when I-
yeah.
like there was a time, but like more recently, like whenever I saw you, like we talk about the same stuff we talk
Yeah.
about here, and so like and then like even the stuff we talk about here, I talk about it or something like it with my friends. So yeah, I get what you're saying about like you do this anyway, and you guys I know it's the same way too.
So yeah, you got to incorporate it into your life somehow.
You really do.
You need to force it, like whether it's part of your job or part of like something else. You gotta force it.
Yeah,
because life comes at you, man.
Yeah,
I feel weird like saying that so young, but
no, that's real. I listen to music when I ride my bike around the neighborhood, you know, and go to Whole Foods and listen to music, whatever.
Yeah.
I make myself like remember that there's good music being made.
Ooh, you know what I want to ask you about too, really quick. It's weird because we talk about Kanye every episode. It's hard not to, because this is a show about hip hop.
Our age,
but he was kind of part of that neo soul era for a bit.
For a minute, yeah. I mean, sure.
Because his connects with Common,
yeah,
and then Slum Village,
Fallen,
and even Consequence, who is Q-Tip's nephew.
Yeah.
He was part of that neo soul thing for a minute.
He came in at the end of the run and kind of took it really with the soulful samples and shit. He really did.
He made B by Common.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the first good music Common.
That was that album.
Yeah.
What a way to start off.
But I want to ask
you. He brought Common back with that album.
He gave him a good second win.
He did give him a good second win. Yeah, really. Testify. Good songs on there.
Isn't that great?
Those beats are crazy.
And J Dill had
The Corner.
Dill had a few on B.
Did he?
Dill was on B? Really?
The last one at least.
Woo.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It's Your World.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know, yeah. But I was going to ask, how do you feel about the current musical, political landscape of Ye?
I know the answer.
Wayne.
Oh, God.
All these guys.
I'm very hardline on this shit. These guys are fucking sellouts.
Okay, good. Cause
like, I'm hardline. And I love 808s.
Yeah.
You know, Dark Twisted Fantasy, all this shit. It's classic music, classic albums. Kanye is my age, literally.
Yeah.
So I mess with Kanye on levels. I used to live in Chicago. Yeah, I mess with Kanye on levels as far as like as a his career. You know, he's amazing.
It's hard to call him just a rapper.
No, yeah, he's a legend in music. He's a legend as a personality. Okay, he's literally cemented himself in like our lexicon, just the life. Kanye, the word Kanye, the name has so much meaning to it.
No one else has ever been named that.
It's like asshole, brilliant, crazy, misunderstood, sad, all these different things are, you know, go along with Kanye. But I will say that they're just being bought and sold.
So
that's what I feel.
Do you think it is all money, or do you think it's like
probably dirt on them, money, whatever? It's just some dirty shit. I'm very hardline about it. I'm so like I don't really fuck. I'm like the QAnon of like the hip hop shit. Like, it's probably this and it's probably this and it's probably this. I don't know, but
that's not too crazy.
Nah.
50 Cent said the Trump campaign offered him
$500,000. Yeah, of course they did in 2016. Yeah,
Selena Gomez had a list of celebrities the Trump campaign has been reaching out to, and they're all
really?
Not all, but some of them are black, Hispanic, just hip people.
Yeah.
Do you think it's genuine, man, or you think they're just like?
I don't know. The thing about Wayne, and the reason I didn't like Max had commented this.
You two had a little disagreement.
No, I didn't even say it, but he was just like, "Oh,
lift your
like,
mic
this
up.
is worse than this." You know,
lift it up.
Well, he's a little louder.
Yeah.
So as long as
all right, my bad.
But he said this is worse than Kanye, and I was like, hot take or something. He was like, nah, because he was like, we didn't see this one coming. But for me, for Wayne, I did see it coming because of the whole his stance on the whole Black Lives Matter.
It makes sense looking backwards.
Yeah,
you're right.
But still, I didn't see like him. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh, like it wasn't like I just assumed he was a Trump.
Well,
supporter.
I think what I meant more was like,
give it any thought though.
You know, we talked about last episode how political Kanye has been always, even if it wasn't the first thing on it. And you know, even like we talked about again, since he started kind of that downward descent, you could maybe see it ending somewhere like outrageous. I would support Trump, or I'm running for president, something like that. And then we talked about a little bit before too. Lil Wayne is so out of the loop, and
Wayne,
you know, there's an interview he had within the year, maybe
with Shannon Sharp.
I don't remember
Skip
who.
Bayless. I think I know what you're talking about.
Where he just doesn't know anything current going on.
No,
he is so unaware. It's like almost impressive.
He had an interview.
I think he's lying. It doesn't feel
maybe
real.
yeah.
He said he thought 21 Savage was 22 people, and he thought 21 people. I mean,
like a
21
group.
Savages. Yeah, he thinks like
That's
all
like
he's
some
always
petty hating shit.
right? But he said he likes 21 and stuff like that.
Remember 23 Savage?
Oh yeah.
All those other guys was like 28
Yeah, but no, like he's always like you say, he's always on that. It's the Apple podcast, the Apple Music podcast that he has.
Oh
That's
yeah,
about, he has like an Apple Music podcast.
He has a show.
Yeah, a show that I think it's through Apple.
Yeah.
And or beats or same thing.
Something,
basically.
yeah.
And he's all like you said, he's so out of the loop.
Yeah, he is.
It's like I honestly feel like he's lying sometimes.
I gotta give credit to people who I know have drug problems too. Like I don't know how severe his problem is, but I do know he was hospitalized.
Yeah,
Multiple times. Yeah.
So So I gotta give people a little credit for being out of the loop. I'm not giving them credit for the Trump thing, but I do think what Max was saying is I kind of agree with him, because Kanye is so involved and he's so erratic that you don't even give stock to trying to guess what his next move will be.
Right.
With Wayne, it's like if you were to ask me the day before that picture of him and Trump whether he would endorse Trump or not, I would have said, like, fuck no. Wayne's not going to do that. So it was a little more surprising because I think Wayne has been at least a little more predictable throughout his career.
People don't give Lil Wayne enough credit for how smart he is too.
That's
Lil
what
Wayne as a person is like
Lil Wayne
really
is
smart.
I mean, he's my favorite rapper.
He's one of mine.
He not to say he's dumb or disrespect him or anything, but he wasn't nearly as political throughout his career, and that was kind of the whole point. Is
it's kind of impressive that he could be that great of a rapper.
Oh yeah,
without being political, honestly.
Look at Drake. I mean, Drake's not not Wayne level rapper, but these guys.
Well, Drake's popular.
That keeps them popular.
I'm
not
talking
talking
songs
about
like
the
Shoes. And just like, how Wayne can just go in without saying anything political.
Yeah, but Wayne could just go bars, straight bars.
Yeah,
Drake has
he's
some
best.
songs where he's flowing,
but Drake,
it's more about him.
It is about exactly. Drake's not,
like,
or Wayne's not as sensitive.
And songs like I love that song, Do Not Disturb.
But whenever Drake goes in, it's because he feels like he was slighted. when Wayne goes in, when Wayne goes in, it's because he just felt like it that day.
Yeah,
he has the quote like, "Go to the studio with clips, ammo."
He has many lines of being like, "I'm the best rapper alive," and he always proved it. Every time he do it just to prove it.
The song "Best Rapper Alive."
Yeah, there you go.
What was that, Carter 2? Yeah, Carter 2.
But it is just amazing because I never thought of it this way. He does not really get political, and he has deep cuts. Like there's one major song off of "The Drought Is Over" too.
Yeah, Georgia.
He has deep cuts, but he doesn't really talk about the political stuff. So I think that's what was the most disappointing to me about Wayne versus Kanye, because Wayne always made a point, at least I thought, to not get into that bullshit. And now he's endorsing him a few days.
Well, that's why he didn't get into it, and that's why he's choosing this team when he does get into it, because he's on that bullshit. I mean, let's be honest. Come on.
Isn't it whack to you though? Because I don't want to jinx anything, but we see the writing on the wall for Trump.
Yeah.
Why are people coming out the gate 3 days away from the election just to have their ass exposed?
I'll say this.
That was perfect timing, actually.
We can get into a little about pre-election potting.
What's up?
But I saw a report today that said Biden is not doing as well with Black and Hispanic people as they thought he was going to do.
I believe it.
And I guarantee you some last-minute punches the Trump campaign is doing is Lil Wayne.
Of course.
Even having the whole 50 Cent narrative, like the story, that's enough to...
That was a lot.
I mean, there's definitely a darker reason that you're hearing about all this stuff besides just blatantly supporting them. You know what I'm saying?
It's so many black. I think we talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or just here. There's so many black people who don't believe in voting.
Oh no, I mean, and I get it too. To
an extent.
Yeah, I get it to an extent.
Well, I mean, there are people that are not represented.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't really believe in voting.
Yeah, but it's like
a lot of people see voting, I think, as they're just using black votes
people
as a group.
Vote. And
they do a little bit.
They do. Of course they do.
For sure.
And of course they do. And some people are like, all right, we always vote Democrat, but they gotta earn our vote.
Yeah.
And I get it. But I mean, when I talk about voting, I'm not just talking about president or governor or whatever. There's so much on those ballots.
Yeah.
That smaller stuff. That's the stuff that really makes a difference to your everyday life. The president, typically not as much.
Right. No, yeah.
I get local votes, man.
Local votes. That's why I be trying to tell people who aren't voting. I'm like, you don't have to vote for the president. At least vote for stuff,
and be informed.
Yeah.
Know who's running for your school board and this
and
that.
And it's not easy.
The
voting. We've talked a lot about this too, about voting and what it means and why you should do it and all that kind of stuff. And I completely understand feeling underrepresented and feeling unmotivated to do it because these people aren't promising me anything. They're now at the point where they're begging me to do it and they're making me feel bad for not doing it. They're shaming you should go to the vote. That isn't received well by a lot of people. But I think you have to view it more as, I'd say, responsibility. Yeah, it's just something you do.
Yeah, it's like a bare minimum thing. But we have to be mindful of suppression. Voter suppression. There's a lot of stuff at play.
Of course.
Yeah.
But what I'm talking about is you gotta think about it like you're going to get your license renewed.
Yeah.
You literally have to do it. I'm not saying fine people or anything, maybe.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it as almost like a necessary part of life. You don't even have to like doing it. I'm not excited to go vote, wait in line,
No,
after
it's
work I
whack.
want to go home, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
and I get not wanting to because what am I getting for it?
No, I agree. It is whack. I'm just pissed that like this is the election that everyone wants to get on their soapbox for, and even Wayne, and like
you're right.
on every side, this is the election people want to show their ass the most.
Yeah.
Like at least I'm only 22, so I can't say what America was like, but it seems like the most critical election in a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone wants to show that they're the most enlightened one, or it's just annoying to me.
The internet, man, we haven't had it like this
Wayne
hard.
can't even vote, by the way.
Like
Wayne can't vote.
I think he.
Oh, he went to jail.
Felony, yeah.
Felon.
You have to get a felony.
And Louisiana is probably not easy.
Oh, they're
on
not letting
felons.
felons vote.
Yeah.
Well, he's probably Miami now, which is still. You're right.
Miami. Yeah, they're still probably.
He's
Yeah.
still
yeah,
not.
but
Voter suppression is
Florida,
real.
yeah.
Man.
But you were
I
saying
think,
the internet.
my friends said Wayne can't vote. But sorry to cut.
Well, we just live in a culture of it's a very snarky. I'm on this side, you're on that side culture.
Yeah.
And wagging your finger at somebody else culture. I mean, that's kind of where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's just like the line is drawn. You're either Team MAGA or Team something else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of.
Unfortunately.
And so both sides are kind of just like
Yeah.
kind of going at each other, and it's I don't know, man.
I just hate that like my favorite artists that shaped my adolescence are
sorry
doing
for you
this.
guys, man. As an OG, I'm not all that surprised. I'm sorry for you guys,
should've
bro.
grew up like R. Kelly fans.
Innocence is shattered
Yeah,
by
no
these
worries.
asshole artists.
I know, man. It's tight. It's like, I guess it's good. Like you got to kill your idols, but like
Yeah, kill your
it's
idols.
just I hate Trump so much. And I went to Michigan State. You know what I'm saying? So I saw how like much power he gave his supporters on some whack shit. And so like it really makes me upset
see
when
it
I see
too.
rappers,
I can imagine.
advocating for that. Like he's just like, come on, man. Because I don't want to get on a tangent, but when I was doing that white rap for a minute, I remember we had a conversation about rap, and they were just going off about how much they love Lil Wayne. They were going on for like
You were in a white frat?
you
You said it like I knew all this. Like, you remember when I was in a white frat for a minute? I'm like, wait a minute.
I
hold on.
wasn't in a white frat.
Okay.
I was like, pledging it
Okay.
for a minute.
Okay.
And I did it for the chicks. Like there were guys in there that were cool, but at MSU it was like that was like the funnel that like a lot of like the cool girls or hot girls would go into. And there were of course beautiful girls everywhere, but I was a freshman, so I was naive. But anyway, the point is we were talking about rap, and they're just talking about how much they love Wayne. And like that's cool and all, but just seeing how like hyped they would get when Trump won, and then now knowing that Wayne endorsed Trump, it's like, come on.
Bro,
Yeah.
they took it a
Feel
step too
extra
far.
vindicated. They're like, yes, all parts of my life are coming together.
Yeah.
I was so hurt because I saw that picture. That was my first thought. I remembered it. It was like, no.
They took it too far. They took it too far. Being happy Wayne supports Trump, whatever.
Yeah.
I saw a lady, she put the hashtag back the blue, and then she put the hashtag Mrs. Officer.
Oh,
You're taking it too far. You're taking
Oh
it too
my
far.
God.
Don't ruin
That
Mrs.
song's
Officer
classic.
for me.
That
All right,
song's
don't ruin that song for me.
But yeah, it's like I don't know, man. Did you ever see culture coming to this point? Did you ever see it?
The culture coming to this point?
Yeah.
I look at things being really divided, and like, I'm not surprised when people love hip hop and love Trump. I'm not surprised when black guys that smoke cigars say they love Trump. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised that black women are like, fuck all this bullshit, let's vote. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised that white women are voting for Trump. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised that some suburban cool ass white people are voting for Biden. Like,
Yeah.
I see all these things. I'm never surprised by none of it now. I just think that I'm disappointed in black people that feel like they have to be white adjacent. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
this is a lot of this going on. And when it comes to the Kanye and these guys, they're choosing a very dark side of things to be on because they know this shit is not for us, but they're choosing popularity, money, fame, whatever the fuck. They're choosing that shit. And we all know these things happen. We
Yeah.
make jokes about the Illuminati and all this shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, it's all funny, but beyond conspiracy theories and all that, there has to be a level of self-love that comes into play that's bigger than money, that's bigger than your allegiance to this thing. But a lot of people just want to be adjacent with the power.
And I think
that's
you're a better,
whiteness, and there you go.
you're a better person than me because you say like you feel that way about black people. I grew up in like an area that was like super diverse. I feel that way about everyone that's just not like a WASP, white,
Sure.
Christian.
Oh yeah,
so
for
that's
sure.
what pissed me off the most about MSU is like even if you're not black, if you're anything else, people that are just adjacent to that like asshole shit, it just really disappointed
I
me.
feel the same way.
Yeah.
And then Wayne is just another blow. It's
my
like
God,
everyone
sucks.
in my life is like doing this. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And
I think
so-
I think I don't know. I don't want to be that critical of people, but it is when you base your entire career off, like not bragging about money and kind of superficial stuff, no surprise he loves his money and he wants to keep as much money as possible.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That
it's
is
like,
true.
I not to say it's bad. I love all his music,
But you can do both. Like
you can do
could
both.
Be Jay-Z.
Of course, I'm not saying you can't, but it's like,
What did Jay-Z do? I know he's not perfect.
Jay-Z didn't do anything, but my friend Chris said Jay-Z. I think my friend Chris, is a little more critical on like the whole idea of Jay-Z being this super pro. Like his whole thing is he's about money before he's about black people. That's how my friend Chris feels.
That's how you become a billionaire.
Because I mean the whole thing.
Right. You can't put the people before money.
No, but I mean like with the whole Dame Dash thing and stuff, like a lot of stuff. Like he can be bought out. And so he was saying he'd vote for Trump. He thinks like Jay-Z might vote for Trump too because the whole tax thing.
I could see it within the realm of possibility, but I also think Jay-Z's a strategic guy. I don't. If it were to ever get out that he did vote for Trump,
it would be low key,
tarnishing your whole legacy. You're fucking up the Carter name for life.
Yeah.
So I do think that there is an incentive for artists to not back Trump deeper than money.
Yeah.
That's why it just hurts. Like you don't see the bigger picture. Like Wayne, like I wish they just.
They got a little pump too, which just hurts.
Little pump. Who gives a fuck?
I don't know how Biden's gonna recover though.
I was so hurt about that. As a 43-year-old man, I was so hurt.
You can't even say Esketit anymore.
I couldn't get out of bed. It took like I was like,
not Little Pump.
I saw like a 9. I was still in bed at 1, just depressed.
Like the camera zoomed down, you see birds flying away from his house. He's like, no.
Right.
But it's like, I can't say Esketit anymore. No.
I wanna like bring it back to the whole like neo soul thing we were talking about. Because I had this conversation with my dad, and I have this conversation with my dad a lot.
Yeah.
Do you think Ye's absence from that part of like culture, like the roots? Because I follow Questlove on Twitter, and every time Questlove has something to say about Ye, it like takes me by surprise. Because I would think he would know first. Like, do you think that like that era of people being away from his life, kind of impacts?
I just think that, I think he was the guy that was a producer at first that loved all this soulful shit, was influenced by the Dillas and all these people, of course.
Yeah.
And then he got caught and he started making money, man. Jay-Z and producing big people and doing big things. Yeah. And, after Through the Wire and all that blew up and Gold Digger and doing songs with Jamie Foxx, who was the epitome of Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Hey, it was like, fuck this shit. Let me get some money.
That's what we're saying, though. Like Kanye, I feel like part of Kanye's thing was like, I think this is kind of what we said last episode. I was like, he hasn't really missed. He never messed up. Everything's just worked out so perfectly for him.
Yeah.
The shoes, the music, like everything just worked. Like his first album was like a hit.
He's never released like a flop.
Yeah, he didn't even like. He had some mixtapes, but they weren't like. It wasn't like he was building up and then it blew. It was like mixtape, boom. He was one of the biggest artists.
Yeah.
And so I feel like just everything working out for him.
Yeah.
I think in the end kind of hurt him.
Well, I think also,
I agree with that.
I think about his news clip on, I think CNN, where he said, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And I know he meant that. And I know that that was a very, not at all wrong, but a very provocative thing to say, especially at that time when, the government was mishandling Katrina so poorly. And I think that it he fell victim to the kind of culture that is so obsessed with like controversy, but not the essence of what he's saying.
Yeah,
and that's a crazy thing. That's like, I mean, he's not wrong in the slightest bit, but that's a crazy thing to say. You know what I'm saying?
It's a headline.
In a way,
it's a headline,
and
he loved
just chasing headlines.
And he liked it. Yes,
I get it. Like
headlines.
Kardashian
Besides
culture.
just money, headlines.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
The moves he's made have been all about look at me.
Yes.
Always.
They have.
Yeah, it has been.
It just hurts because like I feel the same way about him that you do, Gabe. Like that was the man.
That's the man.
Of course.
But I was just saying like I just wish that era that you came from or that you like came up in was like there for him, because I was just watching Dave Chappelle's Block Party a little while ago. Like that was the shit.
Yeah, that was the shit. Yeah. He could have chose the role with that era if he wanted to and stayed with that crowd. But you're making money, doing beats for everybody, and then of course his music has changed a lot over the years. Like he's just talking about Max was saying about George Bush doesn't care about black people. Yeah. Now he's saying something totally different,
right?
Which is really interesting. But
like George Bush doesn't, but Donald Trump does. I don't.
Yeah, like so weird. When looking back.
Well, now he's a billionaire.
But I mean, Trump and Kanye are similar people.
Yeah, that's true. Like George Bush's energy.
About that too.
Yeah, Trump. I think Kanye just respects anyone that will just like take up the room.
I think Kanye playing a role. If y'all want my opinion on it, I hate to say that to you guys. I feel like Kanye's been acting for a long time, like on some
method acting.
Yeah, I think it's just like him being like this personality. I think he makes too many people too much money.
Yeah.
And he's too ingrained in it to the point where how genuine are you going to be?
That's true. That's how I felt once he did the presidential thing. It's like, you're not going to be president.
It's even that is the most obvious. Let's take votes away from the Democrat move you could ever.
Think so?
Of course.
Hear me out. Do you think he has black people as favor enough to get
Christian favor? Yes, Christians.
But we just had Bianca on the show, and she was ripping that nigga a new one. She said he's not a real Christian.
Go ahead.
This is not. I'm not the person to say what's what about this, but an interesting point I heard someone say was people always talk about like Candace Owens being a black conservative.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they were arguing what's really more of a black conservative media person is someone like Tariq Nasheed.
Yeah.
Someone who
Yeah.
And if you want to say he's influencing,
because he puts the opposite euphemism. He puts like the poison in the candy because he's so pro-black.
Yeah, right.
And anti-women in a way, right?
But I'm saying he's so pro-black man, I guess, that it came full circle to him being conservative.
I think that's what I imagine a conservative black person.
No, I get it. But I'm saying Ye is not that.
Right.
Ye doesn't.
Right.
I feel like he's not fooling any black voters.
What I mean more is, and again, this is not my place. I'm just more posing the question to people who would know.
Yeah.
But isn't there almost an audience for black people who haven't been satisfied with the Democratic Party or this liberal
what black
side?
people were really fucking with
No
Ye?
one's really satisfied with the Democratic Party for one.
Right.
I don't really identify as a Democrat. I'm just voting that ticket because I look at the sides and I make my decision. But they haven't really done shit. They've definitely been taking our vote for granted. I understand when people say the Democratic plantation. I don't like the people saying it.
Right, but
I don't agree with the let's just love all the Trump shit. No, I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
But
exactly,
I get it. I get that dissatisfaction with it. It's not,
I get it too. But my thing is like, has Ye really had black people on his side since he left your segment of hip hop? Like, who is he really getting?
Why would you think he has?
You're talking about because he has all the white fans?
Well, I mean, Ye fans now are our age, or they're rich.
They wear Bass Pro hats.
Or they either don't care about politics. Like, I just don't know who Ye is, like, taking with him that's going to be a Democrat.
It's just people that are diehard Ye fans. I mean, there are people my age that are still into him that, are diehard.
I think Ice Cube is taking away more votes than Ye.
That's what, and that's more what I'm talking about.
He is.
Yeah.
And you see, it's like a certain type of guy, like, I guess this isn't even
because Ye has cemented himself as a clown sometimes.
You know Steven Jackson, right? The former basketball player Steven Jackson. The reason he's even relevant is because he was good friends with George Floyd.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And he's always talking about all this anti-voting stuff. But recently on another interview, I think it was with Common actually, because he has a show on HBO with Matt Barnes. And on that interview, he made a sign he was agreeing with what Common was saying about the importance of voting.
Yeah.
But he's one of those. He's just the one I don't know any of these people personally. One of those people who's very like, I won't say he'd be pro-Trump, but like.
But he's more of a threat.
Everything you do has to be like. Everything you do has to be to benefit black people.
And of course, voting Democrat is not always going to benefit black people.
It'll be easy to lie to convince somebody like that. No. Like, oh, I'm really voting for. I'm really supporting black people.
I agree. That's my point. Is like Ye is so blasphemous that I feel like the average person who hears him is taking everything he says with a pound of salt. You take people like Cube. And you take people who have garnered so much respect in the black community.
Always had a lot of respect.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard to hear somebody like Cube say that. But then I get that. I get it, though. I know guys that are like that. They're very much pro their community and this and that. But at the same time, they like being men.
Yes.
They like that energy.
Yeah.
And they recognize it's a very misogynistic thing.
That's where we get the weakest link term from.
It is.
It's from that. It's from that mentality.
But this is another thing, though, too. Trump doesn't believe any of that shit. Trump is notoriously liberal, abortions,
Trump believes it.
all types of shit.
I was going to say this. Now, here's what I think might be interesting to think about. Trump loves himself, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
I think a lot, maybe Ice Cube throw him into the conversation. People who are preaching a message of put yourself first. That can be interpreted as pro whatever you are, right? So maybe I think there's people who probably hear what Trump's saying and they think, you're right, as a black man, working towards myself and for myself in whatever means by, tax cuts, whatever the fuck, that is helping people because I'm helping myself.
Why would I help the next man when the next man
because
didn't help me?
No one's helping me.
Yep, I get it.
It's an interesting kind of like I can kind of see. I don't think Kanye's stealing votes, but I can see how people might be worried of people buying into that message.
Yeah,
and
that's so real.
And that's my thing about Ye and why I'm kind of like I always make an excuse for him. I'm shameless. No pun
It's
intended.
all right, man.
I'm shameless about my support for Ye.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't ever recall a time where he was consulted as a serious person.
Never.
So that's why I think
that's real.
Cube and like you said, Candace Owens isn't a real threat because no black person.
They don't. No one.
Yeah, no one cares what she has to think.
That's
like
the
Stacey Dash.
They have their fans.
John James isn't getting.
Like John James.
I don't think
like,
he's getting
say?
black support.
Right,
I think he's getting the suburban white people who want to say they're not racist for voting for him.
Yeah, we know plenty of people.
Oh yes,
you know
they love the fact that John James is running. I'm sure.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I can vote for Trump and this black guy. Yes, I'm winning.
Yeah. See, now I'm not racist.
I'm not racist, right?
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man. It's like a really complicated thing.
Yeah.
And it's just it makes me think like the culture is kind of taking a shift. What are you gonna say?
What I was gonna say about what Max said, and this is something he put it in better words than I can about the whole thinking about yourself thing.
Yeah.
I know somebody whose name I'm not gonna say,
Right.
and they're gonna vote for Trump, a white person, and their whole thing is like. And because it's very, they don't care about politics that much, so they're gonna go off what certain people that are close to them saying what their parents say.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I get it. Like a lot of times, your political beliefs, especially at our age, are formed by the people you grow up with. Mm-hmm. And his whole thing was, oh well, Biden wants to tax 401ks and do this, so I feel bad for people like my parents and other people who are going to be.
They just say they want their inheritance. They don't want their inheritance.
Well, not even just that, but just they feel bad about wealthier people getting taxed more. They feel, but my whole thing is, you feel worse about how stupid are you? Like you feel worse about that, and I'm wording it in a poor
somebody
way.
think of
you
the
feel worse
millionaires?
about that. You feel worse about people having to pay more taxes than you do about people going to shitty schools, getting treated bad, and all that stuff. Because that's what you relate to.
That's what they're closest to, I guess.
Man, I know guys, and let's be real, 90% of black men aren't voting for Trump. Right. So that's
I think that should be more clear.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, we should make that clear. Let's not get too crazy. But I will say that there are guys that definitely are not nowhere near that tax bracket that Trump is helping out. They're like, fuck that.
I know.
He's trying to take money out my fucking. It's a very misogynistic. Get money. Fuck you. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like fuck you. As long as I'm good, I'm straight. It's a very selfish way of thinking. It's not about community. Not about us as all people.
It's not genuine. It's not a genuine way to be politically active.
It's not. It's not because Trump is lying. For one, they're buying the lie because they want to be aligned with the power.
It's a lot of black guys,
it's
especially
terrible.
around your age, Dad. I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Who are very who align, like even if they won't vote for Trump.
Oh no, yeah.
All their morals, like a lot of the stuff they do about the whole "I'm a man"
because
like
you're a man.
I grew up in the most misogynistic. We were grabbing butts and all types of shit. Like
saying.
Snoop Dogg. I was in high school listening to Snoop.
Right.
In high school, listening to Snoop, raging with hormones, wearing blue chucks, being a terrible person.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people around my dad's age,
Yeah.
they align, even if they're not going to vote for Trump. And a lot of these people don't even vote.
Yeah.
But like so much of their opinion on things with women and like other religions and stuff would align with Trump. And so,
or Trump sells. Trump sells the Christianity thing. He's not some hardcore Christian guy. And definitely when it comes to women, for sure, we definitely.
I don't think Trump believes anything. I don't think Trump.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
None of these people believe in anything.
Nothing.
They believe in themselves, and that's it.
It's crazy though how
bothers me
much
so
much.
much.
Well, here's the thing too. I agree 100%. You know me, like Biden, vote for Biden. I'm a very anti-Trump person. But I think the thing is about these guys, these black dudes who are misogynistic and align themselves with Trump. It's like you can't give it as a black dude in America. You can't give anyone a leeway to think that you're never not masculine 100% of the time, because then they're gonna think they're gonna run with it. It's like you're a fairy, you're this, you're that. Like
fairy, you used to say that. You fairy, have a trucker hat on.
That's what I'm saying.
Toothpick, damn fairies.
It's nonsense, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to think of an example. Like if you're like a Will Smith person who's like a nice person.
Yeah.
The
And your
people
wife
be like,
is having sex
gay?
with young dudes.
Right, yeah, like
What kind of cuck is this guy, right?
like maybe he likes men, which is fine.
Right.
But it's like
But they don't think it's fine, so it's an insult.
But I'm saying right, they're saying it as an insult, but I'm also saying like you got to always have this bravado, man. You got to put on that as a black dude, you got to constantly put on that front because I've been called gay by, a ton of times because of the way I talk and act. And, I'm straight, but it's like, you can't fight it.
You got to fit a vibe. Well, men in general, though, listen, black men didn't create this.
Yeah.
White men in this country, Protestant, Christian-ass white guys that have fucking oppressed everybody in this country from women to men to everybody, set this whole thing.
They set the standard.
They set the standard. And because if you want to roll with the power, fuck it. I want to live. I want to be successful. I want to get by. I want to not die.
Exactly.
So let me fucking just go along with this thing that may be toxic as fuck, but I got to survive.
Yeah.
Or this is all I know. My grandfather knew this. My grandma knew this.
Yep.
I'm buying this shit because guess what? Maybe I kind of believe that shit too. I don't know. People are weird right now.
I don't know. I also just think, and again, I'm not telling anyone who's a minority what to do or anything, but it's not easy. You see the taxes taken out of your paycheck, and it's like, damn it, that sucks. I want more money. Or you have to wait in line to vote for someone you don't really care for. I don't want to do that. A lot of it isn't easy to do. And if you feel like you're not getting anything for it, I understand not wanting to do it and taking the thing that, if it's lies, sure, but they're telling you, you are important and we have your best interest in mind. I don't think it's easy to be a person to go against, hundreds of years of society's norms or do something that isn't going to serve your interests immediately.
It's not easy.
It's not an easy thing to do, and I don't think we should bill it as like you are a terrible person if you don't do this, or
I think we should.
Well,
I'm less nice than Max, but I don't know.
We have to get educated enough to understand why we do the things we do.
That's true.
So if you're choosing a decision like I'm not going to vote, why are you not voting?
Right.
Yeah.
If you're choosing to vote Republican, why are you voting Republican? Really? Do you understand what's happening?
And it's hard to be educated too. It's hard to learn and read and keep up with things. None of it's easy, and you should still do it.
Yeah.
But I just think
I think it's easy to just be like, I'm for myself. Fuck it.
I totally get I totally get the reasons they do it and like how they can justify it. In their head. Like I get it. Like being a black dude definitely has a lot of mental weight that comes with it, and you can do what you will with that. But my thing is always you got to go pound for pound with people. Like if they're gonna be misogynist and if they're gonna vote for Trump and like take shit away from other people, that's why I'm less forgiving.
Oh,
because I'm like I want to match that same energy to them, regardless of if they're doing it from a place of hurt or not. I get the hurt, but I don't like the idea that they're putting other people at danger, and then their son or grandson's gonna be just like them. Like, no, fuck that. Like I'm gonna let you know right now that like I don't fuck with it. Yeah, that's why I kind of.
Point being, it is not easy, but still do it. And I do judge you a little bit if you're not, trying to put a little effort into being a person like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. It's a lot to unpack, bro. And it's weird because like, it's all happening at once. Like we're having every conversation we should have been having for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now.
So
at one time. A few days before we vote, which is everybody has to vote, which is great. Exactly. If you're going to vote, you got to vote by Tuesday. Like, let's have these conversations. Like,
right.
So I have a question about what my dad said, and I mean, I can ask anybody this, but like for us, like you guys have voted once, and this will be my first time voting because of age restrictions. Yeah. So, Dad, do you think like there's something inherently wrong with being especially before now? Because when you talk about black conservatives and Republicans, Trump is not like most Republicans. This is historic. Well, yeah. I'll get into that. But like, do you think there's something inherently wrong with being a black conservative? And like if you voted for McCain in 2008 or Romney. Like, that's obviously not as bad as voting for Trump. But you get what I'm saying.
Well, you voted against Obama if you voted for McCain in 2008. So that's still interesting. Not saying that you're wrong for that, but just saying that's very clear that you chose to do that.
If you voted for Romney, I would actually be more okay with that than voting for McCain. Because your logic could be, I saw what Obama did for 4 years. I didn't like it. No, sure. So, yeah. And even just like the way like Trump changed culture. Like, I was looking at a thing it would have been what? Would Obama beat McCain in 2008? So it's probably 07, 08, whatever. And it's a McCain rally, and this woman, he hands a woman a mic to speak, and she's like, "I don't trust Obama. Yeah, he's an Arab." And McCain's like, "No." And
that
like,
would never happen now.
No.
Trump was like, "You're right."
No, right.
And on top of that, he's a rapist. Like, what?
She says that, and she says that, and the crowd like gasps. Now it'll be like, "Woo, yeah."
No, okay, but also, I mean, you got. McCain was also saying we need to bomb Iran, we need to bomb all these Middle Eastern countries.
Oh yeah, he was no saint.
No, of course, these guys were never good.
Never good. Thank you, Max.
They were never good guys, and I understand the respectability part of it.
Okay, but like the people who gasped in the crowd, those same people would cheer now.
Yes. Because they're allowed to.
So do you think? I'm just saying. Do you think they really changed mentally, or they're just more comfortable, or is it like a little bit of?
So okay, so the first question was like, how do I feel about black conservatives?
Yeah.
And have these people changed? Like, well, Trump has been leading. He's been empowering this attitude for years. So innate hate, shit going on, feeling like you're being displaced, all this shit happening, and then there's a guy comes along that speaks for you, and you're like, yeah, fuck that, yeah. So of course that's happening. But then black conservatives, I mean, look, we have a family member who is conservative. We don't have to say names, but you know, right?
Don't look at me.
Right. And so, but we do, and I love him, great guy, cool as fuck, right? But you know, I don't know his reasons. There's fiscal conservative. There's old school conservative shit. There's maybe being conservative. The meaning has changed a lot over the years. So it means so many different things now. Maybe I don't know. But then again, to me, I feel like this has always been going on. I just think that it's cooler to be uncouth now. It's cooler to be an asshole. It's cooler to say anything now, and people are just like, fuck yeah. Whereas before, being racist was more like low key, systemic. Put some laws out there. It's a vibe. It's a feeling when you're walking in a place.
No,
but now it's like it's blatant. It's looking at you funny. It's statements. It's out the blue weird shit. It's microtransgressions. All this shit. Sorry.
They think they're about to take over the country again. So they're getting bold.
And they think we were going to they thought it was going to happen with Obama for us.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know.
We're not. I mean, we're not just trying to take over shit. Like we're just.
That's what I'm saying.
We're just
no one's trying to take over except for the people that feel like they're losing.
We're just trying to have. We just want to have an equal chance, basically, in life.
What you said about like how it's hip to be uncouth and just say whatever now.
Say anything.
We were saying last episode that mentality that Trump kind of established as like dominant trickled into the hip hop at the time, and that's why we were saying the Lil Pumps and people like that who were saying fuck J. Cole were blowing up at the time, and we're just saying it's kind of ironic that at the end of Trump's presidency, hopefully, we're seeing the end of that era of music.
So you're saying that people were kind of fuck being PC for a minute because Trump was riding. It was a whole wave of.
Even if you're not conservative, it's just like, shit, I'm gonna say whatever I want.
I'm gonna say what I want.
PC rappers, but it was like more of an open mainstream.
It was like you don't even believe the shit you're saying.
Mainstream until he stopped.
Saying but Tyler was just doing it for shock value. I mean, Pump could have been.
He thought it was funny. I mean, he was smarter about it.
He was smarter about it. Like what happened with the 2016. What's up?
Tyler?
What did he say? I know about lots of things. I know about the Wolf and all this shit, but like what?
Even before Wolf, like
it was intense.
It was Tron Cat and stuff. It was
it
was intense.
I'm talking about did he say something about Trump? That's what.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's
making sure.
He's very anti.
Yeah, I know.
But we were just saying like it was interesting that Trump kind of I think personally he influenced that, and I think it's dying with him, poetically. What do you think?
I think that's really interesting. I was sitting here thinking about that as you were saying it. Like, I mean, I feel like he came in with this culture of, hey, I'm a comedian. I want to say what I want. You're trying to, censor me. Hey, I'm this. I'm trying to say what I want. And it's okay to feel like this. It's okay to be white. It's okay to be this. It's okay to be that.
No one ever said it wasn't, but yeah.
Right. No, of course. But you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. But it's like, finally, it's like, I'm going, right, which is, it's just speaking to a mentality that some people have.
Well, I think it
advantage
also,
of the insecurities.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to put it because it also speaks on white supremacy as not just a mindset, but as an institutional thing because part of being white under a white supremacist country is being top dog. So saying it's okay to be white means I'm still top dog.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you take someone being like I'm a proud black person and I want to be able to be that in America as offense, then that's speaking to the institutional part of all the white supremacy, what it means to be white in itself.
Yeah. They'll look at being black and pro-black. It's like, I just want to love myself.
It shouldn't be anti-white.
I just want to love myself. I just want to find a place where I can live in this country that traditionally has told me I ain't shit.
Yeah.
But it's taken so much from me.
Yeah. I know. How radical is it to just say, I still like
how
being
radical
myself.
is to say, I just want to love being black. I just want to love myself and not hate anybody else.
It shows their mentality because they're probably like, if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't like it.
To take it as
shows
offense,
how weak their mentality is.
To take it as offense is more telling than... it just is telling.
I love hearing somebody that's not black say that. Just because it's like, all... I mean, of course, I know that people feel this way, of course, but it has to be said because...
And he articulates it well. That's why he's on the show.
Yeah, well, for sure. But I appreciate that because it's like...
Shout out.
It's okay to like love who you are and to have pride in that. But if you're loving an institution of whiteness that is been historically oppressive to people, then that's not cool. Like that's the difference,
No, I was saying when white people try to compare it like, oh well, black people can be pro-black, but when white people are pro-white, it's different.
Yeah.
White people, when they do it, they'll be like, I'm proud to be like, as black people, all three of us can say we don't have a problem.
We don't know
when a
what
white person's
country
like,
we're from.
well, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
We don't have a problem when a white person's like, oh, I'm proud of my Italian heritage.
Oh no, of course
not at all. Or
Fuck
Belgium
yeah.
or any European country.
Belgian.
Belgium.
I don't know what I was the next country I thought of. Anyway, whenever somebody is proud of their white
Proud
heritage,
Dane. I'm a proud Danish lad.
They always say like we're Italians,
I'm
we're
proud
Irish.
to be from
Yeah,
Germany.
that's what I'm saying. We don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Black people do the same thing. We just don't like. I can't be like I'm proud Congolese or
No.
whatever. Like,
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Not
That's the
African
point.
Americans.
Like, even
Yeah,
when we
it's
look
hard.
it up, we don't
Yeah.
have a connection to it.
Yeah,
at
we
all.
don't have
Right.
a connection.
Whereas a lot of black people in like the UK and stuff do.
Oh yeah, they
That's
could be
why
like
they're-
Nigerian or
That's
something.
interesting.
Yeah, no.
'cause they
Oh,
would get
yeah,
mad at us
immigration,
for not,
man.
for not
Yeah.
talking about the whole SARS thing in Nigeria.
Yep.
They're like,
Right.
oh, they're not riding for it as hard as we are. Like, y'all, your parents came from Nigeria.
Right, it's
you're-
different.
Well, also,
we
there-
don't
it's
feel a
different.
connection to African people. the
Yeah,
same
when
way
they severed that. They
when
severed
people
that
came
shit.
here as slaves, there was no formal country of Nigeria.
Right.
There wasn't any kind of formal country in anything.
Right.
See, I didn't even know that.
These
Like,
places were
that's
colonized,
true.
man. They
There
were
wasn't-
colonized and split up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there was
mean-
no borders. Like,
I've never even thought about that.
Nigeria got independence like what, the 60s or something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
60s,
Yeah.
I mean,
1962.
South
So-
Africa got in what? The 90s?
Well, end of apartheid.
And then
wasn't it?
apartheid,
Nice. Yeah.
apartheid ended, yeah.
But you know why we can talk like this and stuff like that? It's because like I don't know what it is, but like I think we're okay being villains or like having our demographic be perceived as villains because that's kind of how we've been portrayed in the media. You get a lot of white dudes who for the past like couple years, for the first time they're hearing that white dudes maybe aren't, you know,
The best.
Aren't
the
the
cream
best.
of the crop.
That's what I'm saying. Like they can't
What?
have that conversation that, you know, that there might not like, you know, slavery was bad and all this shit that we think is basic. They can't have that conversation.
Yeah, it
Because
takes a
they-
lot of reckoning. But I love people that can have the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, listen, I do believe that there are more people that are willing to have that conversation and change than not.
Oh yeah.
There's
definitely.
a bigger resistance to the Trump shit. We gotta talk about that too. The same way that
Yeah.
only a smaller percentage of black men are voting for Trump,
Yes.
you know, than are voting for Biden or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's still a large percentage of people that are like resistant towards this old shit in all races, and I feel it.
Definitely. And yeah, it's like it's
that's
hard
why
to,
it's so.
Sorry, what's up?
No, I'm saying that's why it's so like heavy right now because
Yeah.
people are fighting back and forth. You know.
And it's like everyone's demographic is being painted with such a broad stroke online.
Yeah.
Like it's hard not to take it personally sometimes. You know, like you just gotta mute stuff. But people get defensive. You know, like people think like, oh, why are black men being targeted? Now I'm gonna double down on the pro black man thing. Like, you know, like it's hard to just take criticism, I think.
That's real. Nah, we gotta be critical of ourselves too. We gotta look at ourselves.
Yeah,
and check each other.
You
Yeah.
don't think white guilt is really a thing? Like it's a
Yes,
thing, but
yes.
like in the sense of like,
Right. There
like,
you go.
is it
Yeah.
like is it subconscious or is it conscious?
It's both. I mean, I'll speak on it, I guess.
Talk your shit.
I've never felt guilty. I can't even conceptualize what that means to myself. But you definitely have a lot of people who the thing about it, it's not really guilt. They're posturing to show that I'm so tolerant and I'm so understanding of other people that I feel so bad. I'm such a good person because of how bad I feel. And it's like, you don't have to feel bad. There's nothing, if you didn't do anything wrong, which I understand you could say you're a white person in America, your place is wrong.
Yeah. You just gotta
If you-
acknowledge it. You don't need to
acknowledge
internalize
it, right?
it.
You didn't do anything wrong specifically, and you've truly viewed others as equal, no matter what they look like. Which, I mean, I'm not gonna brag. I think I've done that pretty well, my whole life. I don't feel guilty about anything. What should I didn't do anything wrong,
Right.
You know.
Well,
Yeah.
also, I mean,
I don't think it's really guilt. I think it's just a way to show that you're.
I think you also got to give
I appreciate
yourself.
that. That's
that's
real as
real.
fuck.
I think you also got to give yourself a little of perspective that you aren't Christian.
That's true. I
It
mean,
is kind of easy.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
real,
As a
man.
Jewish person.
Wow, Christianity.
I mean,
is
yeah,
really,
not to brag again, but Jews are the most democratic voting
Right.
minority group.
and Jews and black people have always pretty much gotten down. So
Yeah,
it's
I mean-
jazz and shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
and even
thing.
like the statelessness before Israel was a
most.
thing, and like,
Yeah.
you know what? Point I'm saying is, I do think the guilt isn't. It's a way to just make yourself seem like I'm the most tolerant. I win the tolerance Olympics.
Oh, it's definitely like a
You know?
like a prize to some people.
Yeah,
They're the more
sure.
woke
I
person.
never didn't think anyone was equal to me. I mean, it's just like a
Right, but it's like popular now to like repent.
Yeah, repent.
shit.
Oh my God, it's like Catholicism.
It is. It
Yeah,
is weird.
that seems corny because
It's
no one
so
wants
corny.
that.
No
We
one
just
wants
want people to be chill and
We just want
understand
y'all
shit
to-
and listen.
to listen to us,
Yeah.
and like I said, just be learn to be tolerant, learn to be because not every white person has the privilege or whatever to be around black people. Like
Yeah.
some people are just born
That's
in
true.
certain places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We want you to be open-minded when you meet black people and everything to know that the negative things you
Yeah.
may hear might not be true. At the end, as well as just saying certain things isn't enough. Like you can't be like, oh, I know I'm pro Black Lives Matter. I want to
Yeah.
see this country change.
Can't just
Then
post
when
a
black
black
people
square.
try to tear down certain things that are forms of white supremacy, when we
Yeah.
try to change
And
that,
symbols of
then
white
they're like,
supremacy, too.
like no, we like if we want that to change, and it's slowly changing. I mean, we saw what happened at the beginning of the summer.
Yeah.
Be a big thing, and
Yeah.
I just think it sucks that people have to die for people to really.
Oh yeah, it
But
takes the worst.
unfortunately, that's how it is.
That's
I mean, that's
always
how it is.
been
with
how it
everything.
is.
Like
Yeah.
visually seeing something changes it. Like
People
like,
don't realize
think,
how real shit is.
Police brutality is worse now. No, we just got
We're
everybody
seeing
has a
it.
camera
Camera.
on them at all
Yeah.
times. The same thing happened in Vietnam. The reason people were mad about
Yeah,
Vietnam
'cause the journalist
was
got
because
He
journalists
spitting.
Right.
That was a good
Right.
point. That was
Game,
Exactly.
game,
Really
man.
It's going to keep
Smart,
happening.
man.
This is no
Very
auto
good
mode.
point.
Yeah.
It's going to keep happening, and so like I
Yeah.
feel like if people saw like videos of like what happens in the Middle East, a lot of people's
yeah.
perspective would change. Because a lot of
Oh,
the
bro,
stuff
I
people
saw
say
some
about
crazy
Middle East-
shit back when the internet wasn't as like restricted.
Oh, like on
That-
Live Leak and shit.
Woo, that shit
Oh,
traumatized me.
executions and shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
stuff's like
Yeah.
that stuff's everywhere.
Really
unfortunately.
bad stuff.
But you know what I mean? Like if like because like the Holocaust, like a lot of the stuff like Christian
yeah.
white Americans were saying about Jews, the same stuff they say about Muslims. They're gonna like
Oh,
about
my
why
God.
we weren't letting Jews
Yes.
over. They're
Bro.
gonna come here.
Oh no,
do
people,
this, do this, do that.
different groups
Yeah.
gain white
Like-
They sent
status
boats
as it
back.
goes
Like
on.
people were coming from Europe to try to escape Nazis. They sent them back.
No,
multiple
yeah,
times.
and like people gain white status as like America progresses.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like just to separate, the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So that's
yeah.
why Jews eventually got
Irish and all that.
Irish, yeah.
Bring them to the fold of whiteness.
Right. It's just
As
you
opposed
gotta,
to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, and just the whole oppressor mindset. Because if people weren't mad at each other about race, like if
Yeah.
everybody in America was, everybody in
be
the
something.
world was the same
It'd be
race,
something.
they'd find religion, they'd find
Yeah.
height,
Gender,
they'd
for
find
sure.
Gender, right?
It's
They'd
because-
find height, they'd find something. And the same thing with slavery and stuff. They'll just
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to
they'll
get
find-
too woke about this, but it's
This
because
is a really woke episode. Let's go. Fuck
there's-
it.
Is
This
it because
is
I'm here?
all right.
Did I bring like incense and
dreads, yeah.
90s vibes?
Yeah.
Peace, my brother.
Zipping around like, with the dreads on.
Right.
Yeah, let's get
You
this
guys
talking
can get
about
ratchet
using
as fuck,
that.
by the way, too. Let's talk about BFB the Pac-Man after this. Come on.
yeah, I mean, I don't want to.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Tarnish that or anything, but I mean, their system of life is predicated on inequality. So it's not
Yeah.
even that. I mean, I think they are hateful people, but it's not necessarily that they want to hate other people. It's just because they have something that you don't. They need to
Yeah.
justify having things,
Yeah.
and they need to justify being on top of a system that that shouldn't be as like
It takes advantage of
externally
people.
judging as it is.
A fucked up system. Yeah, I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. But yeah, no, this is like an extremely woke episode, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
Pre-election episode.
It's pre-election,
Right, yeah.
and that's
Loose
why
gangs and
I wanted
shit.
to get this out before the election. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I had to move it to Friday, but
No,
I just know whatever happens on Tuesday, that's what's that's what all people are
this
going to be
next
talking
episode
about.
gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Next
Yeah.
episode gonna be
I can't wait to
wild.
watch that one. I'll definitely
Oh,
watch it.
Man.
but I do want to like kind of get the last segment of the show on a different note, just because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have you here for the first time.
Yeah.
So let's just like cover some stuff that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
But I want to hear more about your like hip hop experiences
Okay.
in the city, I guess, and just like going forward, because you're in this for life. Like,
Yeah,
you're-
I'm in Planet in the Detroit scene, cultural scene. Yeah, for sure. I
Yeah.
worked hard for it. Yeah. I mean, I was a young dude going to like the hip hop shop in
Yeah.
St. Andrews. I would go on Saturdays at 2:00. Hip hop shop had a freestyle session.
Yeah.
So I would walk from like 9 Mile to 7 Mile just to go and watch people like Proof and Eminem, Bizarre, all them D12 guys. Like I remember seeing like Busta Rhymes came to the hip hop shop. It was a big deal. I remember like they had a the room that people, the changing room where you like try on clothes. They had like rappers sign the wall. So like Redman was up there, Method Man's name.
Yeah.
This is where you're changing clothes and trying on stuff, and you like, and it's like Method Man or Old Dirty ODB or whatever, and it's like this really, this is our Mecca. It's right at 7 Mile in Greenfield.
Yeah.
Right in that little strip where the Burger King is.
Oh, yeah.
Around that first block where that Burger King is on the west side of 7 Mile. Yeah, that's where the hip hop shop was.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that was like a real place.
So on the northwest side of 7 Mile. Yeah.
I wish we had like a spot like that.
Yeah, and we don't have that anymore. But I mean, I was young, and but I came up. That was like my whole. I went to high school with Royce, same grade.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Class of '95. Me and Ryan Montgomery, Royce 5. Yeah, it's for real.
That's crazy.
And so, Detroit, the hip hop scene back then, it was the internet was around, but it wasn't where you go to find music. We were still going to record stores, still listening to DJs. Like DJs would break stuff. So I would go to St. Andrews like on a Friday for the 3 floors of fun. They had hip hop on the main floor. They would literally have skinheads and shit in the bottom floor. Like, and no one gave a like seriously. It was like separated like skinheads and rock hardcore punk guys downstairs, hip hop on the main floor, then like techno.
Wow.
Like real techno, like Juan Atkins.
Yeah, so
Detroit
good, by the
soulful
way.
shit. So good, soulful shit on the top floor. So you would like go back and forth, rarely to the basement floor unless you had to use the bathroom, because the bathroom was in the basement.
Unless you really
but
needed something.
sometimes you come to that back door and you'd have to go through the basement and go up.
Yeah.
And so you know how that St. Andrews and the shelter is. So the mezzanine shelter with punk guys and skinheads and shit.
Wow.
And then the top floor hip hop, and then the top techno. But everybody was getting down. Everybody was subcultured down.
Yeah.
So that was a place you would go to get it in with your subcultures. If you're into hip hop, that's where the hip hop people hung out. It was a different time, man. This was like, mid 90s all the way to like late 90s, 2000s. Yeah, but see, I'm a poet, so I started off rapping.
I was gonna ask, you think you could out freestyle Royce back in high school?
In high school, I was good.
Yeah,
I would think that. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, Royce took it seriously, so I ain't even fucking with Royce. At no point in time now would I even think that. I would have to write some shit and really put some work in.
Right.
But back then, I remember like going to the car, me, him, and like June Buds, doing to school with one of his boys, Calvin, and like trading raps and like listening to the beats and stuff. And those guys were into it, and I was into it too. But we just hung with different people. I wasn't as cool as Royce in high school. I was a little like nerd cool.
Royce gives me that vibe, and like
he was cooler. Yeah,
yeah. He gives me like more of a street vibe.
Oh
like
yeah,
you
for
said,
sure. Oh no,
Mahogany.
definitely. Yeah. We just everybody did their own thing. But
Yeah.
I did a rap like competition against Royce, and I won. I remember that.
Oh, this is like the stories of
This is
Jay-Z
back
and
in the
Busta
day.
Rhymes.
Wow.
Yeah, and the guy was really weird. It was this guy. You know who Lou Pearlman is?
Yeah.
So he's a Lou Pearlman-esque guy, not really Lou
Like
Pearlman.
the actor?
That's the pervy guy that like managed NSYNC and all these guys, and was responsible for. So there's a guy that came to Detroit who was throwing this whole rap competition thing, right? So I won, and he sent me this really bad contract that our uncle Maurice looked over and was like, "Don't sign this contract." This was I was young. I was like Gabe's age, and I'm glad I didn't sign it, huh?
Was like a 360.
It was like it wasn't like a record deal. It was like a management thing where like for all the 10 years, anything I've done would have
they
been
want everything.
They would have like anything I would have done.
Those people are so
under there.
embarrassing to me.
It was very like some ripoff. Sign this thing.
Max with the white guilt, the Jewish guilt.
That's
All right. I mean,
maybe it is.
it was
I didn't even think
but he was more like schmarmy, like I don't
Sign
know.
the contract.
Side here, right? But he had like gold chains. I remember like he had a suite at the Athenaeum. So I went to like for a meeting, and this guy's literally sitting there like gold chained out on the couch. Like, yeah, so you're gonna sign it. I used to manage speech from Arrested Development. Remember Arrested Development?
Yeah, Tennessee.
He used to manage. According to him, I managed the main rapper from Arrested. And I was like, "Can you call him?" Yeah, sure, but not right now.
He's busy.
So I never signed that contract. It was
There's a
weird.
podcast.
But
This is getting
Yeah,
arrested.
this is in high school, right?
No, that was older.
You were older.
I was like 19, 20, so out of school. Yeah,
So
like
that's
Gabe's
when
age. You
So
know.
that's actually great that you could avoid that at that.
Yeah,
when you're
I didn't make any dumb moves back then.
That's
you know.
amazing,
I
because-
didn't. I'm thankful because that could have really spiraled into some weird shit. Yeah,
Some really weird shit.
Writing a book, a tell-all, or some shit.
You'd be doing a lot more of these, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, right. Right. But yeah, man, I was definitely ingrained in the hip hop scene. I mean, from doing events to rapping to doing competitions to all that, putting out music, working with people.
Okay.
Like, yeah, man. Like,
So can we get like, I guess it's whatever you want to tell us on the show. What's like the best experience you've had working with an artist?
oh, good question.
This is fascinating, by the way. I'm very interested.
Oh, that's cool, man. It's funny because I'm gonna leave here and be like, oh, I remember this and I remember that, and it's all this cool stuff.
Every time I'm here.
And I probably should have thought about it more on the way here. I didn't know it was gonna be, questions about this.
Oh, we don't know either. We're just.
No, that's cool. No,
That's
that's
what I told
cool.
you. He was like, "What are y'all gonna talk about?" I'm like, "You figure out."
Yeah, I don't know.
Best experience. I mean, like there was a time where I was recording with this dude named Doc Kim, who's a brilliant producer. He moved out to L.A. Brilliant. And me and him were like recording some really good stuff in his basement. Yeah. Like I would go buy some really bad weed from the gas station guys at the corner. Then I go to his place and we like roll it up, really bad loose blunts, like 2,000 blunts, just harsh and tobacco and nothing good for you. Yeah. Dirt ass weed and like smoke it, but make really creative stuff like sampling like Gil Scott records and all that, and just having fun with it, man. Doc Kim. If you can look him up, Dakim, amazing producer, man, amazing. And I know he's still doing high level shit. Like this brother was younger than me at the time, but he's, so okay. But I would say my most fun time recording and doing music was with my homeboy Sheefy McFly, who's now known more for being a muralist than an artist in the city. But his beats and his production and stuff we used to work with back in the day was so much fun. This is like 10 years ago. So we like I would go to his crib and we would just like make music and just have fun with it, man. So
were you ever like a producer? I know you could.
No. I never produced. Just wrote. Never made beats.
Had like a beat machine or nothing.
I did. Yeah. My dad got me and your uncle's one. Yeah. And we made little beats one time or something. He always had equipment. So he would like give us his hand-me-down equipment. He would like give us the hand-me-down keyboard or something he wasn't using anymore that you could still make sequences with and shit like that. So we would make little stuff, but I never fell into it. To me, it was always writing, like rapping. Like I really thought I was gonna be a rapper. Like for real, I was serious about it. And I still have bars, like for real. But back then, it was like I was gonna be like that common type of positive, just myself guy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be anything else other than who I was. Yeah. Now that's more popular, but back then, being an emo black man was a little bit.
I couldn't imagine.
No, it was a little different. You know what I'm saying?
If I was getting shit in 2010, I could not imagine you getting shit back in the day.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and like even earlier than that, man, with, coming out of like Snoop and all that shit, out of Pac.
Yeah.
All that stuff, coming out of that.
Yeah.
Really interesting. I was in LA the weekend Biggie got killed. I was at the Soul Train Awards.
Well, you were at the Soul Train?
I went to the Soul Train Awards. Yeah, I won tickets online. It was really weird. I won tickets. I took one of my homeboys with me. We went to the party the day before at this House of Blues.
Yeah.
And so I'm in line with all these like celebrities and regular people. It's weird. They had everybody in line. You had like different colored badge things, lanyards or whatever.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing Brandy and all these different people.
Oh, wow.
I got on stage and I rapped, and George Duke was playing bass and Wyclef was playing drums.
What year is this?
This was the 97. 97. Yeah. And so because Puffy got on stage, Diddy.
Yeah.
It was like, does anybody rap? This at the House of Blues. And I was like, I'm a young dude, brash. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I rap.
Yeah.
She was like, come on up. So I got up there and rapped. Met Lauryn Hill. There's all these people just walking around in the House of Blues. This is like an industry party. They gave us passes to an industry party, basically. I run it through JLB, like one of the radio stations in the I think it was WJLB, yeah.
I was going to ask, was that the night? Was that the...
So the night before, I was at the House of Blues party. Then the next day...
Yeah.
Me and my friend, we went to City Walk, Universal City Walk. And then that night they had a party at the Automotive Museum. And that's when, so we went to the Soul Train Awards. Yeah. Then we went to the after party at House of Blues. Then the next day was the party at the Automotive Museum. And that's where Biggie got killed. So it was a day after the Soul Train Awards. We didn't go to that party though.
Okay.
I wanted to go, but they couldn't get us passes. I remember literally the concierge telling us, we couldn't get you guys passes. I'm sorry, but go to this thing. We'll get you passes for City Walk. So that day we went to City Walk. Knowing there was a party that night we couldn't go to, but knowing if we went to that party, I would have been there when everything happened, which is really weird.
Whoa.
So I remember like the next day, people in the hotel talking. I remember Michael Bivins from Belle Biv DeVoe talking about it in the lobby. And that's how we found out. It's really weird.
Wow, not looking at your phone.
Right
now looking at your phone. But
so, I just got to ask because, we were born like right after he died. So we never had like...
Wow, yes.
Years, right?
Yeah. What was that like?
It was dark. It was dark. We lost Pac. Before that, then you lose Biggie. These are like the two biggest guys. These are like West Coast, Pac.
Yeah.
East Coast, Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
Are they really, we can only experience it secondhand, but were they really the top dogs?
Yes, they were really those guys. Wow. Like it was really that serious. It was really like losing your heart. Yeah. Bigger than Kendrick and Cole, like loved by everybody.
Wow.
Because hip hop wasn't even as mainstream back then. It was there. It was Sprite commercials making money, of course. Hip hop was in the NBA and all that, but at the same time, it wasn't a big cash cow it is now. Right. So these are literally our guys. Like Biggie was literally the East Coast. He was the epitome of like that East Coast rapper, and then Pac was like the West Coast dude, and it's just what it was. And that's when the shit was really a dark time. Shit was really beefed out and weird. And I'm from Detroit, so we were in the Midwest listening to everything, but at the same time, it was a weird time. Yeah.
Have you felt like that since? When Biggie died, I couldn't imagine what that felt like. But has anything made you feel like that since that happened?
Mike dying, Michael Jackson, things like that.
Yeah.
Who really hurt me that died? Somebody recently passed, and it got to me.
I know the Chadwick thing messed me up.
Chadwick messed me up
because that came out of nowhere,
and he was my age too.
That was after we recorded one.
Well, yeah, that was right after we did an episode. That was weird.
Yeah.
But I was mainly asking as like a hip hop changing the trajectory of history perspective. Like, have you ever?
Has there been?
Well, it doesn't have to be a death, but like I can only imagine what that moment felt like. Like, have you ever felt that trajectory of hip hop is going to change forever? Feeling again since?
There's a time when it was dark, and this gonna sound funny, but like when No Limit was popping, I was like, "Oh, this shit is lost." Beats were bad. No one was rapping over the beat. Yeah, Silk the Shocker was like the epitome of people's like dope rapper for some reason, which is weird.
People have kind of like retroactively like fitted them as like. I mean, they did carve out their own thing.
Yeah, culture, they did. They really did.
People have retroactively given them, I think, a little more credit than they deserve. I get what Master P did was like legendary,
for sure.
But I just think. People are putting him into categories where I don't think he belongs.
Yeah,
we're looking at the business. The business acumen, brilliant.
Yeah,
right. But the quality of music, come on, no.
Okay,
it wasn't good back then. It's not good now. It didn't get better with time. No, it's not good.
The aesthetic,
it's nostalgic.
Oh,
charming.
The what are they called? The kind of album covers.
Pen and Pixel.
Oh my god,
so it's charming.
I hated that shit. I hated it so much.
You hate it?
I was a snob, bro. I'm listening to.
I could. Well, actually, yeah.
What year would this have been?
Oof, this is like 90s to like thousands. They ran shit.
It was like early 2000s.
Yeah, and then you had the other shit like Diplomats and all that was hot too.
I loved
Diplo.
This is a
Cameron, Jules, they were hot. I'm not hating on that at all, but that was like the other end of the thing. So, because after everybody wanted to be the top guy. When Biggie and Pac died, it's like, who's gonna be that guy?
Throne.
It was a dark time. Remember Gorilla Black? Remember a guy came out that Puffy put out that sounded like Biggie?
I'm about to look that shit
up there's a guy that he put out. Huh. Oh, you guys didn't know that? Oh yeah, Shine. Remember Shine came out, and he sounded like Biggie.
And he's Jewish now too.
And they were trying L'Chaim. So yeah, but right. So they were trying to fit. They were trying to find a new guy to fit these old guys' modes instead of like looking for the new hot thing. It was like
trying to call in DMX the next Pac because
exactly. Yeah. Everybody was like the next, and then people still old heads still do this.
Oh yeah.
Same with Jordan. Yeah, it's a thing. You can't get this epitome out of your head.
Right, people don't transform the views of the GOAT.
We have this conversation like every week. Every time we have this conversation. Just
old head.
It's so much to unpack with it, and we're on the two different ends of the spectrum. Where I'm more like the old heads, the people he's talking about who still do this are your age, and then the people who are with the newer stuff are my age or about my age.
Yeah.
So that's always like just a really interesting dynamic.
I mean, I was just thinking like the biggest death recently for me was Pop Smoke, just because I genuinely like his music the most of anyone. No disrespect, but the most of anyone who passed recently, and it does similarly. I feel like there's a bunch of people who try to take that, who can impersonate him the best. I mean, I don't know. It's a little more like online, nuance, but like. Who can be the sound of New York right now? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of guys. Some guys sound exactly like Pop Smoke.
Fivio Foreign.
Yeah, Fivio.
Fivio was around before.
He was.
And he was friends with Pop, or at least they made music together. I don't know what they're like.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys, and it's kind of like I said, it's a bit involved. But I don't know if there's anything like you described where it's like something is truly lost here. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like we really lost Tupac. You talk about women, men, hard people, soft people, blue collar people, white collar people, white, black. Biggie. These two people had that type of global impact, like in local, like small communities and around the world. They had that impact. So it was hard losing them. It was weird. It was a dark time in music. It was like, what do we do now? It was really weird. Like I remember that. And that whole East Coast, West Coast thing, as manufactured as it was, as hyped up as it was by the media, it was definitely still attention. It was definitely still a thing.
And it unfortunately led to
Led
two
a
people
lot of shit.
dying.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
I'm sure
shit.
other rappers died too that I just can't.
Yeah.
From that, and there's people in general died like stemming from that, and now that's not even a thing.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah. Like
now
that.
it's like in the same city, people beef out. It's
Yeah.
like Chicago and Detroit and stuff. Like we got artists here who beef each other in Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago was really bad for a
Oh,
minute.
man. Yeah.
I looked up
Chicago,
Lil
it's
Black
really
and I see it
interesting.
now.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you. This
Yeah.
is really freaky.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Does he
about
look
this
like
guy.
Biggie or no?
What's up?
Does he look like Biggie?
Oh,
or
I mean,
just-
he's like a big dark skinned dude, but like,
Yeah, but they were trying. Everybody's trying to find the next Biggie, and it was really weird. And people were sounding like him or Pac or I don't know. It wasn't that bad, I guess. It wasn't like a big nationwide contest to find the next person, but it was definitely a vibe of.
Well, it's because something's been really lost. It's not something that naturally progressed or said something controversial like Kanye. It's like there was say someone killed him, but there was pretty much zero say in the matter. He just got killed in the height of his career.
Yep.
And what are you supposed to do about that?
And these guys were young.
Yeah,
We forget that.
you do forget how young they were.
They were young. I
Yeah.
forget that. I'm like, wow, the fact that I'm living 20 years older than these guys were when they died almost. Like they were in their mid-20s, early 20s, young. It's
Fortunately, we
sad,
haven't had.
man.
I mean, like that. Like we haven't had like something like that happen. And the thing you said about people impersonating him was interesting because we don't see people trying to be Kendrick. Cole is a little more bland musically, where he's just a dude rapping. Whereas he's not, it's not as much. So maybe you could say maybe somebody impersonates Cole, but I mean, you know what I mean. It's like you won't even notice it because he's just such a. I don't want to call him bland, but he's.
No, yeah, he's not as distinct.
He's not as distinct.
You
Kendrick and like certain guys, like it doesn't seem like there's that
Kendrick's
much.
a smarter writer.
Yeah, and
I
it just
think.
doesn't seem like there's as much as like people trying to sound like people. Like Kendrick to me sounds just like Three Stacks in certain ways, and like
I can see
and
that.
now you even like you see like the influences and stuff. But
Yeah.
like I think Kendrick was heavily influenced by him, and I think a lot of artists like the same way you were talking about Dilla and
Oh, man,
DJ
that hurt.
Premier, like Bridging
Oh,
the Gap.
yeah.
That hurt. That
I didn't
hurt.
even think about the,
I didn't even think about
think about the death
And
of
Proof
Dilla.
dying. I mean,
yeah.
as a Detroit guy,
you
Proof was
mentioned
like
Proof.
our soul. More than Dilla, Proof was like the guy that, in the hip hop community in Detroit, Proof was like the ambassador for real. He's the kind of guy you'd see, and he was like, "Oh, you do the poetry, right? How's that going? Fine." You know what I'm saying? He will remember you,
Yeah.
and like people felt good about it. Proof was like the guy that everybody fucked with. Everybody loved Proof. He was in the strip clubs in the hood. That's
Yeah.
so to his detriment too, because
Yeah.
unfortunately, but at the same time, he was very much a part of the community.
And it's weird because I've never really gotten that story or heard about that
Yeah.
from him. I don't know what it was, but like my only like conception or concept of Proof is Eminem.
Yeah, which
Like,
I guess.
Oh yeah, so yeah, even listen, yeah, M, sure.
Yeah.
Like I remember buying M's first tape, the Infinite tape. You know
Infinite.
Infinite?
Yeah.
It's okay, such a good song, man.
Me and you listen to him. Like,
Yeah, Infinite. I remember. I wish I could find my Infinite tape. I don't know what happened to it, man. It's the things you don't have anymore.
Yeah, my
an
dad
Infinite
has one if
tape.
you want to burn it.
Does he have an Infinite? Woo, of
Yeah,
course
it's
he
in the
does.
basement.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But I mean, I could hear it online, but to have the tape is everything.
Yeah, having your
having the
physical
tape
one.
is everything.
Right.
But yeah, Proof was the soul of everything. You go to the hip hop shop, Proof. It was owned by Maurice Malone, clothing designer. So he had his hip hop shop, and he would have freestyle sessions on the Saturdays, and Proof was the host of the freestyle sessions.
Wow.
So I started going because there was a Free Press article featuring Proof, and he's like, "I'm the best rapper in Detroit," and I'm in high school. I'm like, "Well, fuck, I want to be the best rapper in Detroit. Let me start going to this open mic." So I was walk from Oak Park to 7 Mile.
You
And
walk all the way?
I walked 2 miles. I was,
Wow.
it's 9 miles, 7 Mile. Not
Texas
that bad,
blown away.
but back then I'm young.
Well, Oak Park actually, because the two guys who made a lot of Eminem's music, what I'm talking
Bass
about?
Brothers.
Yes.
Yep.
They
Oak
went
Park.
to. I don't know if they went to Oak Park or Berkeley.
I think they're Oak Park guys though. I think they lived out there.
Yeah. My dad knew them from.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeff and Mark Bass.
Yep.
I think.
Dang.
Man, see, yeah, he knows his stuff.
Roots
Oak Park is
connects.
important.
Oak Park is hey, ICP had their offices. Psychopathic Records was in Oak Park.
Wow.
I mean, I remember jumping off a tape like it was my. I'm gonna jump off a tape and put it under. I gave it to this.
Yeah.
They had a big white, beefy ass security guy named Stacy.
Yeah.
I remember giving him a tape. I'm with my boys. Like, I'm gonna give him this tape. It was just me freestyling. I gave it to him. He was like, all right, thank you. I mean, it was just real quick.
For ICP?
Yeah, for ICP.
Oh, you were real out here. You were
They
trying
were
to-
just.
yeah.
I was anything.
Yeah,
That's
you were
insane
you
clown
were grinding.
posse. For people who don't
Yeah,
know
insane
that.
climb. Yeah, juggalos, you guys. By the way, I could have been a juggalo.
Oh my God.
You're dead
You would
doing
not be on
concerts,
this show right now.
wearing a spike collar, and like
Our relationship dynamic
Right.
is a little different. I ain't gonna lie.
that's
Wow.
so funny.
It is crazy. I forget. I like Insane Clown Posse is Detroit. Like that's
Yeah.
That's
rapper.
Detroit. Their headquarters were in the Psychopathic Records headquarters were in Oak Park in like a little office building.
I knew they were like spraying Fago on people too.
Yeah,
Like, constantly.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that was like the whole.
I wasn't a fan, but you know, it was just
It
like
was
they were
super
making it.
popular.
They were from here, and you're
And
young,
Taylor Swift was from here, you know.
Oh yeah,
trying to get on,
I
right?
would give her my mixtape too.
Right.
Ted Nugent's from Redford, I think.
Who?
The nude.
Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jeez, yeah.
I don't know if I would slide my CD under his
Nah, I don't
There's-
think so either.
Ninja's from Detroit.
Who's Ninja?
Technically,
The
he is.
Fortnite streamer.
Is he from Detroit?
He's from like the Detroit area. Yeah.
Is he
And
actually?
moved to Chicago. Yeah. He's a huge Lions fan, dude. I
I
went
did
to a
not know
Lions
that.
game and he was like he was on the field for a Lions game and he was like right in front of me.
I did not know that.
It was the first game Patricia ever coached.
Really?
I remember against the
Wow.
Jets. And we
Damn.
got smacked.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
very important Detroiters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting your hip on your Detroit history. Ted Nugent and Ninja.
Shout out to Ted Nugent and Ninja.
Oh gosh. The anti shout out. Right?
Yeah, anti-show.
But that was great. Thank you for telling those stories.
Yeah, man.
I also want to thank you guys for keeping the conversation going when I had to fix the camera.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Appreciate that a lot. But
They saw me side-eyeing you the whole time.
oh, were you? Come on, man. You know this is
I was
tough.
trying not to. I was like,
Thanks for having me, man. I'll continue to watch. You know.
But thank you guys for the show. Is there anything else you guys wanted to say?
Go out and vote. You know, already know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, go out and
Vote.
vote because this will probably be out on Monday. So if you're
Monday.
listening on
Well, you
Monday-
have to now and tomorrow to vote. So.
Yeah.
Do
Real
it.
quick.
Yeah.
If you ain't listened, the Freddie Gibbs song, I just want to say, I
Oh,
like
we didn't even get to talk
We didn't
about
even talk about it.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about the current drops, but I want to say that the Freddie Gibbs song and the Big Sean song was good.
The
What
Busta
we-
Rhymes song.
And a Tierra Whack.
And Tierra Whack, shout out
Dora.
to
Come
Dora.
on, man.
Yeah,
It's good.
Listen, bro, I preach the
She's
gospel about
crazy.
Whack World. She's the best.
She's insane.
I just wish she had an album.
Yeah, I
She
guess
needs-
that's coming next, but a full album.
Whack World came out in 2018, and every song is like less than a minute, right?
Yeah.
I need an album.
Yeah.
I need it,
Even
but
that verse in that Lil Yachty song.
yeah,
I
Tokyo
talked
Drift.
about it before.
TD.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was JID.
She's so sick.
No,
You
she's
know what I'm talking about? She was flowing fast. I thought she was JID.
Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, I hear it. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we didn't get to really talk about the current music drops, but you know that's not a big deal. Is there anything that you guys wanted to mention about that besides the Freddie Gibbs Big Sean? King Von's tape was good.
That's all right.
F. Justin Turner, you know what you did. F. Justin Turner, the baseball player, he knows. what
Oh
he did.
yeah.
Oh, COVID.
Yeah, he tested. You probably didn't hear about it. He tested
Oh,
positive.
the Dodgers guy?
Yeah, he tested
Yeah.
positive during the game. He went back on the field
Yeah.
to take pictures with his teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
Now everybody's locked down for 2 weeks or some shit.
I think that was whack, but I think he was with the Dodgers for 12 years. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Like,
I would have left the mask on. I would have left the mask on though.
yeah, you gotta leave the mask on.
You could leave
Yeah,
the
he
mask
took it
on.
off for a picture. I would have left it on.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I think Big Sean is out for blood now, man. We said this before the show. Now that he's leaving good music, he's like proven he has something to prove, I guess, because he's been ripping these features. The one with Benny the Butcher, and the one with obviously Freddie Gibbs that
And
just
the
came out,
album
and his last album. Like I think he's really on to something here. So I hope he keeps up.
You say he's starting a label, right?
He said he was gonna start a label, so I hope he keeps up with what he's doing.
Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like I'm always. Oh yeah, you said the Busta Rhymes.
The song with Kendrick, I had been leaked at least a year ago, but it's nice to have.
If it's
I
not a
forgot
Kendrick
about it.
album, I'm not even.
You didn't listen to it?
No, I did listen to it, but if it's not a Kendrick album, I don't even want to hear his name right now. Then I mean, everyone on TDE, I don't want to hear their names until they release an album.
I feel that.
It's been 4 years. Like someone's got to do something. Besides, Sir, thank you, Sir, for.
Sir been holding it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Done for like 5 years.
I know it's not their fault. It's Punch or Top Dog, whatever.
One
but-
of them is.
I mean, Kendrick said there's a thing about how Kendrick, like, he can't release an album. Like, he can't just make an album. It has to be like how he feels at that moment. It's like if he starts an album a year ago and then now he feels differently, that album's null and void.
That's fine with me, but then give me Isaiah Rashad then.
Yeah.
Give me
That
something.
I need.
Yeah, fill
Yeah.
in the gaps.
Yeah,
you know, in
give me
between.
some.
Yeah,
So-
that's real.
But the song was
We're
good.
going to get stuck with another mid-schoolboy album.
Oh, I forgot about Crash.
A mid
All right,
school
the
boy.
song with Kid Cudi is really good, though.
Dangerous is good.
It's
I do
good.
like that song. But that album
Num
was
Juice.
mid.
It's cool.
But yeah, I'm just joking. You know, it's all love TDE. I'm just
If
waiting
you're
for some
listening.
albums.
Definitely
listening,
TD fan.
Right.
Hi, TD.
If you're listening, Isaiah,
Hurry up, because Dreamville been taking my ears lately, and I don't like that, man.
aren't they? They're running shit.
They running shit.
Hey, ASAP Mob we need Cozy Tapes 3 too.
They
Their
gave up.
their music together is better than like Dreamville's music together. Together they fit better.
Ooh, I disagree.
Dreamville's like 12 of the same people.
I would agree before this last Dreamville tape, bro. This
Dreamville
last
killing
Dreamville
right
tape,
now.
they shat.
No, I'm not
on
saying they're not
everything.
good, but I don't
No, they're good, but like Cozy Tapes 2 isn't giving me Sacrifices.
No.
Sacrifices is one of Cole's best songs.
That is.
That come
Except
on.
Mob's in a weird place right
They're in a
now.
weird
It's hard
place.
to say what would come from
And
that.
even songs that are fun like Wells Fargo.
Well, people don't. This is a little on.
I don't
under
like
the
Wells
radar
Fargo.
kind of thing.
You
I don't
not?
like the chorus. The chorus is corny.
ASAP
I mean, it's
Ant.
corny, but like they can do different things.
Yeah.
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 I
ASAP
thought the song
Ant
was Ski
might be the
Mask.
best.
Costa Rica.
Yo, Costa Rica.
Part?
ASAP Ant.
ASAP
Damn,
Ant.
not hit.
The one from
Okay.
Baltimore might be the best one right now.
Really?
ASAP
I love.
Ant.
Well, if you like the DMV kind of rap coming out right now,
Yeah.
it's definitely its own thing.
Yeah.
ASAP Ant might be making the best.
What's
music
their
of
vibe now? The DMV. I want to hear it.
DMV, it's
What's their
like
vibe?
it's like first off, a lot of them are like really they whisper,
Okay.
and it's kind of like going over itself. Like they'll record line by line, and they kind
Okay.
of like the lines overcross a little bit, and it's kind of similar to like mixtape Atlanta, where it was like before Migos made everything mainstream. Before like when Waka Flocka had tapes every few months,
Okay.
Gucci had tapes every. It's kind of like under the radar, and it's a bit underground, but it's a very specific and interesting
I'm gonna
scene.
Yeah,
ASAP Ant's been kind of.
ASAP Ant. Sweet.
You're gonna throw some on the playlist, right?
I'll
we
put
do have
some-
a playlist we
He
update.
had a mixtape called ASAP Izzo, or
Yeah.
Ant, it's something like that, where he like styled himself as Tom
Tom
Izzo.
Izzo? Oh, that's hype. Yeah, that's pretty
I'll
sweet.
put something on there. Yeah,
wow.
Go
a
Blue.
lot of good.
You
Go
guys
Blue.
should be all on that. Or you state guys like what?
Yeah, yeah.
Red
by the
cups to
time you-
that.
Yeah. Speaking of which, by the time you're watching this, Michigan will be 2-0. I'm just playing that.
I won't disagree.
Michigan State will be 0-2 by the time you guys see this.
Yeah, that's the Halloween game, right? Happy Halloween, folks.
Yeah, happy Halloween.
We'll see how that turns
Don't
out.
get cold.
Yeah.
You know.
But
I ain't even doing nothing, bro.
oh, for Halloween, you scared?
Bro, I just
Scariest one
it's
yet.
It's not. It's
The
not
scariest
Halloween.
Halloween yet.
Yeah, there's not much
Scariest
going on. It's all just like
Halloween,
small kickbacks stuff. like
Small kickbacks, yeah.
that. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna throw some of that on the playlist.
Yeah.
So don't you worry. Some of the new drops we'll throw on too. I guess I gotta just get over my fear of forgetting something. There's always gonna be something I'm forgetting. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for sitting here for 2 hours
Yeah.
and talking.
That's how long it was? Well, okay.
Another classic.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
flowed.
We
That
don't
was
miss.
so
We
fun.
don't miss.
Yeah,
Another classic.
good one.
Another one.
What else is there? So yeah, check out the playlist. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, please. All that's gonna be linked in the link tree. And
thank you for continuing to watch. We got
Yeah.
a lot more views than
Yeah,
recently.
we moving up.
yeah, thank you for like tapping in, tuning in, whatever you want to call it, because our YouTube channel is popping off. We're at like 200 subs now, and I know our downloads are going up on other platforms. So
Yeah.
we'll try to keep the momentum
One
going.
step closer to a Manscaped ad.
We're getting closer, man. We're getting closer. Don't you worry.
That's the end goal, honestly.
A Manscaped ad?
Yeah,
I can't
that's
wait.
the end goal.
I want my free razor in the
I
mail.
want my free Manscaped razor too.
I know. That's what we're getting there, man. Don't
Gabe
worry.
has one. I don't know why he gave his information to me. Like, yeah, Dad, I got a Manscaped.
he told me that too. Like he really
He's so
loves this
proud to
stuff.
have a couple of
I can't
pubes,
be
right?
proud. I can't be proud.
Just
I'm
so
one of the proud
proud.
boys, man. I'm proud of my Manscaped, man.
Just looks at it like,
leave me alone.
I know. He's like, actually,
If I don't have nothing, if my house catches on fire, I'm grabbing that Manscaped.
Hey,
I
man.
promise you.
Your mom be like,
everyone has their thing. Everyone has their
hey,
thing.
I want one too though. Shit, man.
I mean, yeah, like Manscaped. If you're watching, if you're listening, we're the best sponsors. Like,
right?
It's
We're all hairy guys, man. Holla at us.
Yeah.
yes.
man.
And we care about our partners. So
right, right.
The least hairy of us already owns the thing, so you know. Y'all two
We
very
care
hairy.
about our partners.
real shit. So Manscaped, watch out for us.
Right.
But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Another good
Yeah,
episode
thanks.
of Shameless Plug. And we will see y'all next time. Don't forget to tap on the
Right.
playlist.
Time to eat.
Peace.
Yep.